10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Music, please.
Beautiful, man. Oh, yeah.
I hear you, baby.
What is going on back there?
Well, we're waiting.
Are we on the air?
It's me, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. That's right, and you're listening to Tony Bruno as we slide into the night. Good God. I know him. Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit. My man, Tony, he's a bee.
Here is Tony Bruno.
Are we on? Hello, my little pretties. We are in June. June is busting out all over, and I told her to get a bigger size bra. What is going on out there? Hello there, it's Tony Bruno, Miss Robin. You're into the night. It is the Tony Bruno Show from coast to coast, barrel to barrel, border to border, from sea to shining sea. And even in outer space, they're listening tonight. Welcome to all of the regulars who join us every week here on No Filter Network, to people who listen to us on the podcast later on Spotify, every podcast app known to man, and soon, I don't know if we're allowed to break this news, Robin, soon on Caffeine TV. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
How appropriate, Caffeine TV.
It's kind of like the perfect place for you.
I only have one cup of coffee a day. I have to have one in the morning, but I'm not a caffeine addict. I'm not going to Starbucks at 1 o'clock in the morning with the rest of these strappers who, for some reason, they're not studying for a final or anything. People just go out and drink coffee 24/7. That's fine. You can do what you want. I'm not telling you not to drink coffee. I'm just saying that, I like caffeine because it's a good jolt in the morning. But, I used to drink Jolt when I used to drive home in the middle of the night, but I don't even know if Jolt Cola still exists.
Didn't we look it up once, and it actually does still exist somewhere?
But it's hard to find. It's harder to find than weed right now. You can find weed on any street corner or any dispensary anywhere in America.
Or on our back patio.
Exactly. You just go outside and get high. Well, I hate the smell of weed. I hate to say that, but I don't get it.
Yes. Jolt Cola does still exist.
Can I get some at the Publix or Winn-Dixie? Where can I get it? 7-Eleven?
Jolt Cola was launched in 1985. Does that sound about right to you?
I don't know when it was launched. I know it started launching me in 1992 when I was at ESPN Radio, and I would get done on a Sunday night at 1 a.m. Monday morning, and then jump into my car and drive from Bristol, Connecticut, all the way back to Center City, Philly, on the Jersey Turnpike, 84, George Washington Bridge, Jersey Turnpike over to Philly. And so that's what kept me awake. 2 cans of Jolt Cola. That's all I needed. Because you don't want to drive with hot coffee in the middle of the night. You spill hot coffee when you're on the turnpike. You're going over a bridge. That's not good. Then you can sue McDonald's. But McDonald's wasn't even open at that hour, so I didn't care.
I wonder if it's changed since it was first.
The Jolt? Well, now everybody needs some sort of, look at Red Bull, right? Red Bull, everybody drinks it now. Not everybody, but it's still, there's 72,000 energy drinks, right? Yeah. I remember when we were doing commercials for 5-Hour Energy, remember? And I was saying, 5-Hour Energy?
You didn't like it? I didn't like the taste of it?
The taste, yeah, but I knew it worked. But now 5-Hour Energy is like mainstream now. In fact, you can go into a 7-Eleven or any convenience store, Circle K, you name it, and the counter It doesn't just have those boiled eggs or pickles in the jar anymore.
No.
It's got kratom. It's got all this shit. It's got legal amphetamines. It's got all kinds of shit that you really shouldn't be putting in your body, especially the food. I mean, that's the most dangerous.
No, seriously.
I don't know though, Robin. When those little hot dogs are spinning
I don't
around,
even know why that entices you. Like you see those things rolling around and you immediately want to have one. I don't get it.
because they look good. And I haven't had one of those. You know, when you go on, you're driving on the road, you stop at a Circle. Now, what's the big ones? When we were driving our RV Flying J, Pilot, you know, all Duckies, Loves, all those great truck stops. When you're looking for a lot lizard, and you don't even have to be a trucker to be looking for lot lizards. Lot lizards, you know, there's a lot of love to share. But especially if you got a big rig and you got that extended cab, you know what I'm saying? And you get lonely. It's yes, there's going to be turbocharged tonight. You're absolutely right. Joe Quills is in Las Vegas. I saw in front of a Tropicana earlier today.
Joe Quills is in Vegas at the same time that Jack in the Back is in Las Vegas?
Yes.
Wow.
I did not know that. But yes. Good evening. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. It's National Donut Day. Did you know that, Robin?
I did know that.
And and speaking of National Donut Day, when I saw it, because, you know, I told you my story about Dunkin' Donut, right? Dunkin' Donuts, right? You know, because Dunkin' Donuts was an East Coast staple for a long time, just like Wawa. And now Wawa's spreading. It's not all over the country, but it's here in Florida. It's expanding. And there's a lot of great, like, coffee shop type places that are now franchises. What's the other one down here? Buc-ee's. And when I think of Dunkin', because this morning I got an email from Dunkin' Donuts. I bought Dunkin' Donuts stock like 15 years ago because I knew Dunkin' Donuts because, you know, you had Starbucks, but there really weren't a lot of national chains of coffee chains. Starbucks obviously was brilliant. They came out with burnt, rotten tasting, overpriced coffee in crappy cups. And now, you know, it's a status symbol to have a $5 cup of coffee that's really worth about 10 cents.
Name misspelled on the outside.
With your name misspelled. But when I think of donuts, Robin, and we'll get to it, it comes to my mind. And I remember it vividly. I remember that night in the National Hockey League. In fact, we should open with this tonight.
All right.
National Donut Day. 35 years ago. Where were you, Robin, 35 years ago? May 8th, 1988 was the date. It was a National Hockey League game. Jim Schoenfeld was the head coach of your New Jersey Devils. Don Koharski was the lead official. He was the referee when they only had one referee and two linesmen back in the day. And it was an ugly loss for your New Jersey Devils. And Don Koharski was leaving the ice, but Jim Schoenfeld, the head coach, the redhead, wearing suspenders. This is old school, when the coaches wore the suit and tie, and then they also had the suspenders underneath. You know what I mean? Under the jacket.
Yes.
And you never knew. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but it's one of the legendary donut stories of all time. Let's go to the tape. This is back on May 8th, 1988, 35 years ago. It happened, you know, last month would have been the 35th anniversary of this event. Seems like yesterday. Let's go to Jim Schoenfeld, former Buffalo Bill player, later on a coach, a singer in his earlier life as a hockey player. But this was the greatest donut tirade in sports history.
Fine and suspension. Schoenfeld allegedly bumped referee Don Koharski in a post-game altercation. You be the judge.
Have another donut, eh?
Well, you be the judge.
Have another donut.
Have another donut.
That was the unedited version. We have all the clean versions. But that was raw. That was real. That's when guys used to brawl in the tunnel between periods. Then they had to put a gate between the two sides so there wouldn't be brawls underneath. Joe Quills checking in from Las Vegas says, what does a donut and a coach's ass have in common? They both have a hole in them.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Joe, what is Vegas doing to you?
Well, it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon there, so. But it's not as hot in Vegas as it is here yet, because it's hot and humid here in Florida.
I'm pretty sure it's hot in Vegas.
I don't know. I don't think it's as hot as It's
Yeah.
not like summertime hot yet, Robin. It's warming up. 92,
Yeah.
but it's a dry heat.
Yeah, I was going to say, Phoenix and Vegas, you're getting in the 90s already by this time of year. You're
But it's
even
a dry
dipping.
heat.
You're dipping into the hundreds.
The difference between Arizona, which I love and and the heat is similar. It's desert heat. It is dry. There's not a lot of moisture. That's why they have those misters everywhere. Misters.
Mister.
Not Mr. Car Wash and not Mr. Mister.
Speaking of misters.
Yes.
I just want to remind everybody that we will get to you. If you are asking to be let in, whether you're on No Filter in the Knocker Room or on Spaces.
Are we on Spaces? I don't want to be on Spaces, Robin.
You don't?
No, I mean, listen, I want to help people that can't get the show, but you can get the show if you go to nofilter.net and you have to sign up, but you're not paying anything, no personal information, no credit cards. And as you know, my Twitter, I still have a big hard on for Twitter, and not in a good way.
No.
When you have
the
a hard
only reason we are on Twitter Spaces is because there's quite a few people who can't get to us on No Filter.
I hear you.
And we are not happy with Twitter right now.
But I want to congratulate Elon Musk for finally showing some balls, as he's been allowing everybody to run over him as he's losing billions of dollars. And you know me, I'm not an Elon Musk hater. I'm not like most of these people who all of a sudden, because they hate Elon Musk for some reason. I mean, let's be honest. Elon Musk pretty much put the electric car on the map. There were electric cars out, but nobody succeeded at taking a company, Tesla, and turning it into the best electric car company in the world. And there's not even a close second right now. Everybody's coming up with electric cars, and that's great. So I hate Elon Musk. I don't hate him because he took companies and worked on them. That's what smart people do. But the Twitter thing has been an absolute nightmare for him. And the latest problem, not just that it's my 75th day, Robin, day 75. And I hate to go to this, but I want to do this. But this will be the last time I do this, unless I'm reinstated. But this is breaking news tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So, as I mentioned, 75 days banned from Twitter. And I've been wondering who banned me. Elon Musk pretty much gassed the entire company. And that Yoel Roth guy, that Penn guy, that piece of garbage who was there and playing God and was caught on all the Twitter files where it was exposed that he had, an agenda. And it wasn't free speech. It was speech that he didn't like. He banned people and blocked them. And then Elon finally got rid of his sorry ass and threw him out on Market Street. But the good thing for Yoel Roth from Pennsylvania, he still lives in San Francisco. And now he can walk up and down Market Street trying to find a good time on a Saturday or Friday night. Good luck, Yoel. But then he hired this, he had this other chick.
Yes, that he did not get rid of. And
we said he kept her there.
We said right from the beginning, when Elon took over, we said, just clean the freaking house. Fire everybody. Well, he did not listen to us.
Put a neutron bomb. Isn't a neutron bomb where everybody inside gets killed and the building stands up? Something like that. One of those things. And I'm not calling for people to die, okay? Because I'm not on Twitter anymore. But if I was, I'm sure some slapdick out there would report me. But somebody obviously has it out for me on Twitter, despite the fact, and I love, he has some conservative views. Like views of the political spectrum on either side somehow are now banned from Twitter. They're not banned. You got whack jobs on the extreme left and whack jobs on the extreme right. They're still on there running amok, doing their thing. They're calling for people to be killed, people to be maimed, all this other stuff, but that's not violent speech. So then I find out, because nobody in my inner circle is looking out for me, nobody from the tech people who we work with has done anything to try to help solve this problem. And again, is it a catastrophe that I'm not on Twitter? No. I actually get more stuff done now.
Yes.
But the bottom line is the free speech bullshit is bullshit. And Elon Musk doesn't know who's getting banned and all this other stuff. He's too busy trying to save the sinking ship there. He's too busy trying to placate both sides when something happens. So yesterday, I see that everybody's going crazy at Elon Musk because he Matt Walsh, who I met once, but I don't know. Remember, put this film out called "What Is a Woman?" a documentary.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I heard it's pretty good, but of course you can't do that anymore in this day and age. So the "What Is a Woman" story, where he interviews a lot of people and just asks the question, but that's offensive. That is hate speech. That's violent speech. That's what this dipshit. Who's this? I want to name this chick.
Ella.
What's her name?
Ella. Hold on.
I wrote it down, Robin. And you're the one who's supposed to be going after her because I can't go after her.
I have been going after her. I've been going after her.
You didn't even know she existed until today.
Didn't we go over this? I actually told you about her yesterday. So how did I not know?
You know why you were telling me about it, but I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay.
Because I brought up yesterday that everybody was against Elon Musk on Thursday, June 1st. June, the calendar flipped. It's the month of Bruno. Forget about all the other things. You know what's important in June? Let me just tell you the important dates. June 13th, my birthday. June 14th, Flag Day. June 18th, Father's Day.
There's a lot of important things happening in June.
And then on June 24th, St. John the Baptist Day in Canada.
Okay. Ella Irwin.
Ella Irwin. Ella Irwin is this slovenly Seattle slug chick who somehow was entrusted with running Twitter's violation department, right?
Yes, she was in charge of safety and something or another, whatever they called it. But
and June 6th, of course, don't forget.
She is the one. Yes. She is the one that implemented the violent speech.
Yes.
Horrific, whatever it is.
So I want everybody to go. I had Robin go to her Twitter account today to see what a vile witch this chick is. Not because she suspended me, but you look at the way she has embraced this Nazi fascism. Everybody likes to throw the word fascist, Nazi. If you want to see what a Nazi looks like, look up this chick at Ellen. What's it?
Ella G. Irwin.
Ella G. Irwin.
IRWIN.
At Ella G. Irwin. She's slovenly in Seattle, I think should be her not sleepless in Seattle. She's slovenly in Seattle. And she's the one. Go back and look. She's been there the whole time when Elon Musk took over. You go back to her tweets from December, January. And what's interesting to note here, because I looked through her Twitter feed today, even though she quit her job in disgrace, she should have been fired before they even allowed her into the building. That's what an inept slug this chick is. And I hate to go. I know Juneteenth is coming up too. We'll get to when we get. It's not even on the calendar. How's Juneteenth not on the calendar? What day is it? The 19th? Anyway.
Tony Bruno, I'm wondering.
Go back to that tweet that she wrote on February 20. This is what's interesting, because being a former journalist, I looked at her timeline, like a lot of people do, but because she was important, and she obviously is the dean of discipline, and she is obviously a fascist and is not for free speech in any way, shape, or form. I looked at a tweet in specific. Now, did you save those tweets, Robin? Because I can't do anything because I can't get into Twitter.
On April 22nd of this year.
No, it was April 28th. February 28th. February 28th, because I was banned on March 20th, right?
Right.
I was banned on March 20th. On February 28th, she issued this edict about violent speech. All of a sudden, violent speech became something that, as abstract as it sounds, I mean, it's obvious. We know what violent speech is.
She retweeted the Twitter safety, which is obviously what is underneath her purview, or was, saying, "We've made a few changes to our policies around violent content and similar language. Today, we've officially launched our violent speech policy, which prohibits violent threats, wishes of harm, glorification of violence, and incitement of violence."
So that was on February 28th.
Right.
Just a couple of weeks later, out of nowhere, my account is banned. And they said, after careful review, right? My account was permanently suspended.
Here's the thing, though, Tony. You didn't do any of these things. What these things do, all of these rules just gives them more excuses.
That's my point.
Right. Because I just want to clarify that they didn't give you an example, meaning there was nothing that they could actually accuse you of. They just sort of slap this label on, and you're just supposed to take it without proving that you actually did any of this. And that's what they're doing to a lot of people, because they have all these rules in place.
But they're
they can
bullshit
just,
rules because they're not enforcing it equally. They're not enforcing it on people who every single day, every hour of every day, are engaging in violent speech and all the things that they accuse me of and suspended me permanently. And despite numerous emails with appeals, they said that it's over. That's it. There's no more appeals.
Now, Tony.
Yes.
Now that she is gone, I have an expert on right now.
You have an expert?
I have an expert who might be able to give us the odds of you being allowed back on Twitter now that Ella Irvin is no longer part of Twitter.
Ella Irvin should be working in Starbucks or out there with the rest of her friends in Seattle at the Amazon place. Did you see this? Amazon headquarters in Seattle. They decided that they're going, listen, I'm not a big Amazon pimp. I mean, obviously, they've taken over the world, and people like Robin are addicted to it because they figured out a way to get people's stuff in a hurry, and it's a brilliant operation.
I feel like that Brokeback Mountain. I don't know how to quit you because I really would like to quit Amazon.
So now all these people in Seattle who either
Tony,
are living
we have an expert. We have an
okay, but let me just explain. So they have all these people in Seattle who were told, hey, you know what? Since the pandemic, you were able to work from home, but now we want you to come back into the office. So what do? They go outside to protest outside the office. I can't see who it is, Robin. Is it the Philly Godfather?
Yes.
Oh, why didn't you tell me it was a Philly Godfather?
I've been trying. You keep interrupting me.
These people in Seattle, they don't want to work. They're all caffeined out. They can't even afford Starbucks. They got tents in the city, and now they're mad that people don't want the tents in the city anymore because people are trying to live and don't want to walk through shit and drugs. And now you got people complaining in front of Amazon headquarters that they don't want to go back into work. Go into the warehouse then and do the real jobs. What the hell do people in Amazon offices do for a living? They need the people that are the real working, but the people who load the boxes, the people who put them on the conveyor belt so they get to your house in less than 24 hours before your head explodes like Robin. The people who send stuff back every hour of every day because they ordered something with sight unseen, and then they get it and they say, this isn't what I ordered. Exactly. So let's go to the man himself, a man who understands the odds of everything and the odds of Twitter being for free speech. Let's bring him on board. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, the great Philly Godfather. What's happening, brother? Where is he there?
I don't know. Hello?
We pumped him up, we pimped him up, and he's not there?
How can we?
I'm here.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
No, I apologize. I usually come through no filter, but I am Greek, so I came through the back door on Twitter.
Wow.
I missed it, Tyler. What the fuck is you, man? I missed the shit out of here.
Now, where are you, man? Are you on? You're breaking up. You're sounding like you're in outer space somewhere. Are you on a phone? Where are you?
No, I'm on my phone. Can you hear me out better?
Yeah, that's much better. I don't know what was happening. You were phasing in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm at Bonanza. I'm at the farm over here with all the alpacas and the horses and the
beautiful, man.
You know, the animals are over there, man.
You got the animals. Is the sheep there? Is the sheep there?
We still need to come out there though and visit and see the alpacas.
Robin, we were living like a mile away and we didn't go see the alpacas.
Exactly,
Now
which is
we're in
an
Florida
outrage.
and you're going to go see them?
Yes. I'm inviting ourselves to Bonanza.
So what's the status on your Twitter account? So what the hell's good? Twitter's not the same without you. I'm just being honest.
Again, listen, I'm just another schlub in there, and it's it's a cesspool. But when you have 78, because to me, I know there's all these other social media places, but the reality is, Parler. I don't do any of these other things. I've been on Twitter since 2009. That's the way people see what I'm saying. I have Facebook friends and stuff, but it's mostly family and chicks that I banged before. And that's how they keep in touch with me, so then Robin can keep track of them as well. But
I have an ongoing
Twitter,
list.
I mean, I had all kinds of. I had the Babylon Bee was following me, for God's sake. I was one of 70 people in the entire world being followed by the greatest parody account, the one that actually. The Babylon Bee was responsible for getting Elon Musk to buy Twitter because when they were banned by the previous Nazi regime What was his name? Jack? Was that the guy at
Jack.
Twitter?
Yes.
Jack,
Jack.
that hippie weirdo. What was his name? Jack Dorsey. That's pothead. Pothead is too easy. That guy was a total. How did that guy have a job like that? He should have been on the street panhandling and picking up shit right in front of Twitter headquarters, right on the South of Market there in beautiful San Francisco.
Well, the government agencies had a little help. You know what I mean? They helped him out a little bit.
Exactly.
As you know, they censored a bunch of shit and gave them millions and millions of dollars to do a number on people that were on Twitter and try and force their narrative.
That's all water under the dam, Steve. But here's the bottom line. Elon Musk is supposed to make it, and he did. He put people who were banned, like Keith Olbermann. You talk about people, and Keith was a former friend for a long time. You talk about angry, violent speech, mentally unstable people tweeting stuff every hour of every day because they can't get anything off their heads. I tried to mix it up. I wasn't just on there for politics. I was having fun. I love memes. I love interacting with fans. And that was the easiest way for me to interact with fans on Twitter, because most of them I know the younger kids, they're on jerk off gram and slap my ass gram and TikTok, and watch me go out there and piss on somebody. Watch me break into somebody's house and not get my head blown off. Watch me go out there and run into a store and shoplift. All these stupid kids. I mean, we did stupid stuff as kids, Steve. You know that. You and I did. But the stupid shit that these kids are doing and putting it on TikTok is why TikTok is a real danger to democracy. You want to talk about danger to democracy? What's more dangerous than watching kids go out and do the dumbest? And I don't even mean like practical jokes. I mean like dangerous shit where they can get their heads blown clean off with some of the shit that they do, and they're lucky they're not.
Yeah, they're out of their minds. It's kind of like a TikTok to me. I went on there a little bit. I couldn't handle it. It's like a circus. It's the strangest, weirdest, dumbest, craziest people in the world. Remember, what was that? Barnum and Bailey would have like the craziest people. The lady with the mustache. Yeah. To me, that's what TikTok is today. It's like a big circus.
Well, no, the White House had the lady with the mustache. That Sam Brinton guy. Sam Brinton. They hired him. But at least he still identified as a man, even though he dressed up as a woman by stealing other women's clothing at the airport. And you notice they got rid of him quietly. Nobody said anything. And then it turns out that he's one of those nuns that the Dodgers are going to bring out at their Pride Night event. It's ridiculous, man.
And in the meantime, we got someone in the White House. I mean, he's tripping over his own feet. He can't. What a mess.
I know. You know what? Like the Biden stuff. I mean, it's almost now. It's unbelievable how people, they hate Trump so much. I get it. You hate Trump, and you can hate Trump 20. I don't care what you do. You can call him names. You can wish bad things. You can use hate speech, violent speech. Don't worry, nothing's going to happen to you people. But if you dare question Joe Biden at this juncture, and I'm not going to make fun of a guy falling down. My mom fell down when she was older. And she broke her hip. People who fall down in their 80s. One fall, that could be it. My brother-in-law fell down in his bathroom. He never recovered, was in the hospital and then in hospice, and he died. So I don't get a thrill out of watching old people fall down.
But we are one fall away from Kamala Harris being president, which is incredibly scary.
Exactly.
I
got knocked down, but I get up again. Because I was pissing the night away. And who among us has never pissed the night away? You know what I'm saying?
Me and my guys went out and bought some bulletproof vests today.
Some bulletproof vests?
Yeah, I gave out the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl, and I'm getting death threats from them.
Wow. Well, crazy. You live in Jersey, so nobody's allowed to have guns there, so you don't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
I got a property in the city. I'm not going down it from that. They're mad at me.
Oh, well, there we go. Let me give me a little Chumbawamba, baby. Remember that back in the day? Hey, baby, they got a nice Chumbawamba here for you. Pissing the night away. Remember on the radio, they changed it to Sissing the Night Away?
No.
Yeah, they were saying Pissing the Night Away.
Really? I know.
But no, on AM radio back in the day when this song was a hit, they changed it to Sissing the Night Away.
I don't remember
And now I think that's transphobic. If you say sis in the night away, that
Yeah.
could be perceived as, being against the LGBTQA LMNOP organizations right now, and it's Pride Month. I remember Pantry Pride. I wish Pantry Pride was still around. Talk about Pride Month, man.
Pantry Pride? What was Pantry Pride?
You remember Pantry Pride, the grocery store chain in the East Coast?
Yeah, it was a supermarket. You had Country Pride, you had Pantry Pride, you had a bunch of them.
Exactly, man.
I am not familiar.
Yeah, there used to be one right in 63rd and Market, I remember. Then it became a shopping bag after that.
A shopping bag, and they're not even around anymore. That was called shoplifting bag. You just go in with a bag and you take your bag in and you just walk out with the stuff you put in your own bag. Don't they realize that having people bring their own bags in may be the dumbest move ever? Because all they do is now they have a place they don't have to stick it in their crotches anymore or in their vajayjays to try to hide shit.
I know. I used to do those stories all the time. On Fox Sports Radio, we used to do, what do you have up your JJ now stories. And now they don't need to do that anymore. They just put it in a bag that they brought in the store with them. That's no fun.
That's why you got Wawa's closing up and leaving the city. You got Walmart's leaving the city. You got CVS's shutting down in Center City. They just shut one down at 21st and Hamilton. Stores are just leaving.
It's an outrage, and it's sad, man. And then these people, listen, I lived in the city most of my life, so I'm not a country boy. I lived in the country. I lived in the city. I lived by the beach. I lived in the mountains. I mean, I've lived all over the place, so it's not like I'm one of the. But I love. It's hot as hell here, and it's humid as hell, and I knew that coming down here. But you know what? I'm still out on the boat today working, even though it's hot and humid. I'm down there working on the boat, fixing stuff up because that's what I like to do. I did live in the burbs. Yes, I did.
You go fishing a lot, Tom?
Well, not yet. We've gone out a couple times, but it's a boat's 23 years old, so I didn't buy a brand new boat. I bought a used boat, nice Sea Ray, and so a couple things, I had to put, the octane in the gas or the ethanol shit is really bad for boat engines. Not because the ethanol destroys stuff, it's because the difference, and people don't know this, the difference between a car engine or a car gas tank and a boat gas tank, is sizes. There's some boats that have 500-gallon gas tanks in them, and they have to be exhausted out. So when you're exhausting the gas tank out to a humid environment or water, the water doesn't get in the gas tank. The condensation is allowed to develop inside the gas tank, and that's how you get water in your gas, and that's how sometimes the boat doesn't run right. In a car gas tank, it's sealed. So once you close the gas tank, there's no condensation getting in there. So the ethanol, by the way, is just something to cut down. It's like cutting cocaine with some flour.
Well,
or sugar.
Ethanol is pretty much alcohol, and
that's what it is. It's corn. That's why they were growing corn just to make ethanol,
right?
To cut down the gasoline.
Well, they had so much corn back in the 50s that they're like, okay, what can we do with this shit? And so the government was trying to figure out, and they started making corn oil. They started making corn additives. They started making ethanol.
Son of a bitch, Orville Redenbacher was the whole problem right there. Once that country ass came on TV and became like a sex symbol. Remember Orville Redenbacher?
I'm Orville Redenbacher. Didn't he have a son at one point too that was on there? Or was the two of them?
Wilbur. No, that was the Wright brothers.
I don't know.
That's right. Lil Wayne used Orville Redenbacher. The rappers, they always got that's what I love about rappers. Go back to old Lil Wayne. They would always incorporate names of like current pop culture stuff, like Orville Redenbacher. Do they still make Orville Redenbacher?
Yes, they do.
Is he still alive? Popcorn, baby.
And by the way, all of those people who are requesting to speak on either No Filter or on Spaces, yes, we will get to you. So just keep yourself on request to speak, and then as soon as I just don't bring everybody on at once.
Yeah, not Corn Pop though. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
God, I can't speak.
And speaking of Corn Pop, we will have a Corn Pop update tonight. We already gave you the National the National Donut Day. We got a National Spelling Bee. Did you watch the National Spelling Bee yesterday, Steve? Philly Godfather?
No, I didn't watch. I was watching some sports. I was reading up on the Cowboys. I'm cheering in the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
You know what I do.
You had Denver, right? Now, obviously, Miami had 2 free throws in game 1. How the hell does that happen? Well, you got guys who can run. You got Bam Adebayo, you got Jimmy Butler. They shot 2 free throws. Nobody went to the basket. That's the problem with the NBA. The Celtics went through it a lot, and then they finally won and then finally lost. When you live by the 3 ball, it's not always going to go in. And I know you keep shooting and shooting and shooting, but that's what killed the Heat in Game 1. And Denver was just dominating from Jump Street. And they're clearly the better team, but does that mean they're going to win? Probably.
I mean, I'm hoping so. We bet them to win a series. We got futures on them at 21-1 from the beginning of the year. So we need them to win the series. They're just so loaded at every position. They can all shoot. I mean, Jokic is the real MVP. He's unreal.
Absolutely.
He's the best player in basketball, let's be honest.
But he's the best player in the world, not just in the NBA.
Yeah, no, he absolutely.
Now, who do you like in hockey now? Because, we got
Vegas, baby.
Vegas! Tomorrow night, baby. Vegas and Florida. How about Florida? I moved to Florida, and all the Florida teams are winning everything, man. Miami, the Miami Canes in basketball, the men's and women's team. Florida Atlantic. I mean, it's a Tampa Bay Rays, first team to 40 wins. I mean, you look around what's going on in Florida, and I'm bringing the good juju down from Philly, where everything's turning to shit. The Phillies went from the World Series now to playing for the basement of the National League East against the Nationals. I mean, this series against the Nationals this weekend is to see who the worst team in the National League East is. At the beginning, it looked like the Nationals were going to be brutal. And now all of a sudden, the Phillies are losing to the Nationals. It's an outrage.
Yeah, I mean, last year they got a little lucky. Everything went their way. This year, I mean, the Braves are so strong. You got some good teams. In the NL side, you got the Dodgers still.
Oh, yeah.
That Central Division's up for grabs. And like you said, the Rays in the AL. I mean, who's better? And you know what? The Texas Rangers, you can still grab 20-1 on them. That's a real solid team. I mean, they're going to surprise some people.
My man AJ from San Antonio has been preaching that all year long. He came down here, hung out with us. He said, watch out for the Texas Rangers. And even though, they got some pitching problems and guys getting hurt, they're still hanging in there, man. I mean, it's unbelievable how good that team has become because they got good management and they're doing the right things. And now you look at the Angels, they're starting to fade. And now there's talking about what are you going to do with Ohtani? Talk about a guy who's going to get paid. That'll be the biggest contract in sports history if he goes to free agency. Is he going to make more money than any player in the history of the game?
He might make $1 billion. He might make $1 billion. To me, he's the greatest player in the history of baseball because he can pitch and he can hit. If you take the hitters, for example, the best hitter in baseball, he's worth about 6 wins to a baseball team, where a pitcher can win you 15, 16 games. And this guy is a great hitter and great pitcher. I don't remember anyone being more valuable to a baseball team than Ohtani.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, this guy is and obviously you're seeing sports is now international. I mean, the Japan League. I love watching the NP, the Nippon League over there.
Yeah.
I mean, the fans go crazy when they hit a home run. I was going to send you one of
and
those
they
clips.
pick up their trash when they're all done.
And they pick up their trash when they throw it out on the
It's a
field.
much nicer league. Very polite.
Ryan Neff going after your Philly Godfather. Ohtani, best ever. Put the bottle down. Ryan Neff is saying Philly Godfather.
There's not too many people that are worth more to a baseball team when you consider wins on a regular season.
Now, I don't know if he's the greatest ever. He's still early in his career. But right now, if you had one guy to pick, if you had to pick one guy, people say Judge and all these other. No, this guy is what was the last? Babe Ruth, and he was a big fat guy back in the day, and he was striking out big fat white guys too back then. So there were big fat white guys with gigantic lumber for bats. If you watch the Bugs Bunny cartoons where it's like first base, Bugs Bunny, second base, and then the guy comes up and every one of the guys hits the ball. Remember that?
Yeah.
So that's what the Babe Ruth era was like. A lot of big guys, and Babe Ruth pitched and he hit. But Ohtani's not just a guy who goes out there and throws a couple pitches and he says he's a pitcher. The Gas House Gorillas. Thank you, Paul Ferreira. Remember that cartoon? Robin, look up the Gas House Gorillas, Bugs Bunny. One of the greatest cartoons. And you're right. Trevor Harris in Miami is absolutely right. When Ohtani and the Angels come to your town, people go to watch him and Mike Trout play. Even though the Angels haven't won anything and they're not overall very good, they're okay now early in the season. But those are the guys you pay to go see. You know what I mean? You pay to go see Shohei Ohtani, and Mike Trout.
Well, he's the number one selling jersey in Major League Baseball. And even the best pitcher in baseball right now, he shows up every 5 days and pitches 5-6 innings.
Yeah.
Ohtani's out there every night hitting the ball, pitching. Yeah. The guy's unreal. That's why, to me, he's worth so much to a baseball team. He's not the greatest hitter of all time. He's not the greatest pitcher. But when you combine what he does on both ends, who's better?
Do we have now the Gas House Gang,
Yes.
Robin? Can you play? You have the clip?
I do.
Here we go. Let's go. This is one of my favorites. This is the Yankees against the Oakland A's. This is the Phillies pitching staff so far this season.
How long does this keep going?
That's the Dodgers against the Padres, yes. It keeps going as long as the guy is not even a catcher. There's nobody behind the plate. He's just throwing and everybody's hit. Everybody hits. That's Noah Syndergaard still trying to pitch. Poor guy that just he says, well, if I only could have one thing, just let me pitch well one more time before I retire. Wow, that's not Eric Gagne. No, come on, man. I know there weren't all fat guys. I know Walter Johnson and some of those guys, and Joe DiMaggio wasn't a fat guy. I'm talking about, we talk about Babe Ruth and you look at him.
You would never think that he was an athlete.
You would never think that this guy at one time was considered the greatest baseball player of all time. You know what I'm saying?
He was chunky.
Yes, he was. He was fat. He hit good fat. John Kruk was fat. He said, I hit good fat. I know that's fat phobia when we're in the era of all. We have some files tonight, too. Since it's trans in Pride Month, I have a list of all the trans things in the world. And Steve, and I need one last thing. Who do you like in the Stanley Cup Finals? Vegas. A lot of people love the Florida Panthers. They've won 11 of their last 12, but Vegas is playing great. And now you got a matchup of two teams that Vegas has been good, but the Florida Panthers, to me, have been the story of the postseason. I mean, the Miami Heat have as well, too, as a play-in team in the 8th seed. But the way that the Florida Panthers have emerged is just unbelievable.
I think they're a more cohesive team. I bet them in the first game. I bet them plus 110. I bet the Panthers. And I actually bet them to win the series, too. So I'm cheering in Florida. But my hockey isn't the best, as people who follow me know. Everything else you'll make a ton of money on, but my hockey is kind of choppy. So take it for what it's worth.
All right. Philly Godfather, great to talk to you, brother.
God bless, man. Have a good time.
Let's give him a roaring round of applause. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
I know. It's funny. We keep seeing cars down here that were like, oh, that's just like
the Philly Godfather's Corvette, man. Just like that sweet vet he has.
I know.
A lot of sweet cars. By the way, we have. I hate lists or let's do a Mount Rushmore of this and that. But I've been studying a lot. So we've got a lot of stuff. Now you have more people wanting to come on now, Robin?
We do. They just need to request to be a speaker again.
Okay. Now let me get to the National Spelling Bee.
Okay.
I've always loved the National Spelling Bee. It's homeschooling at its finest. These kids would go up there and we had some of the great. Remember the kid that says, "What? I knew it! I knew it!" Remember that kid?
I know, and I can't find his.
This is not WQAM in Miami. They don't do lists. But what I was thinking about, the trans culture and the whole transphobia thing and the Trans Lives Matter and that woman in Nebraska, we never played her because we didn't do a show last week. Do you still have her in there?
I can get her.
You can get her? I don't want her live.
I can get her.
You get her
I
for
just
me?
can't get too many videos up at the same time.
No, I'm not asking for more videos. I'm just saying, trans people, listen, trans people have a right to be around. Nobody's denying that except a couple of whack jobs in the extreme. But the other thing is, and I'm not going to get it, I don't want to get people coming after me because I'm not transphobic. You know my history. Robin and I have gone to many, many events with transvestites, transsexuals.
And one of your best friends growing up
I grew
trans,
up with the first transsexual.
I mean, if anybody is not transphobic, it would be you. But realistically, like we're trying to be realistic here, and you can't. you want to be able to have a conversation.
Exactly.
You want to be able to have criticisms of certain things without being labeled ist.
No, but the thing is,
You're
the
something
thing that I shake my hat at the most, and again, you can do whatever you want in America. Nobody's going to stop
As an
you.
adult.
As an adult. And I'm not even talking about the kid stuff. Anybody who's been a parent, the only people who are talking about this kid stuff like it doesn't matter are people who don't have kids and don't realize, when you have that child, you're in charge of that child. Your parents are in charge of you when you grow up. That's the way it is. But the bottom line is this. Once you give a group that's been considered a minority for a long time equality, it seems in this day and age, and these are still, small minorities of the total population. It's like 5%, right, of the population is trans or gay, and that's fine. I don't care what the percent. I don't care if it's 90%. The bottom line is this. You can't then use the equality, to then demand being treated better than everybody else. That's not what equality is. That's why the word equity is now in the vernacular. Equity means equality is not good enough anymore. You've got to pay for what you did to us in the past. And I know for one, I've never done anything involving slavery. Nobody in my family has ever been involved with it. Nobody in my family has ever been done anything to stop any person of sex, color, race, religion, or creed. No homosexual friends have ever been hassled in my appearance. Nobody that we've gone out with who's gay has ever been hassled. We would go see the Calamari sisters in Philadelphia do their cooking show on stage. We would go out with them afterwards when they were dressed as men, and nobody had problems with that. And that's 10, 15 years ago. Now, all of a sudden, everything is that the women are afraid to say that men should not be competing against and this is a tired topic, and I'm glad I don't do this every day, because the whole women and men competing against men thing, that shouldn't even be a debate anymore. Women are allowing themselves to be trampled because they're afraid, and there are a few who speak out, but the majority of them are afraid to stand up for their rights.
Yep.
Right?
And you see it happening all the time. Anybody that does speak out, if you are a woman and you speak out against the trans community overtaking female sports, then you are labeled a transphobe.
Exactly.
And that's not okay. We should be able to have conversations, and we should be realistic about what is really happening to women's sports. Women's sports should be women who are biologically, because
it doesn't get any more simple black and white than that. That's a fact. Women compete against women. And again, you could play tennis and pickleball, and there are sports where men and women compete, bowling. But I'm talking about MMA. I'm talking about swimming. I'm talking about we used to criticize the East German women for all getting jacked up and beating our women in the Olympics back in the Cold War days. Remember that?
Because it was with hormones.
Exactly.
Hormones make a big difference.
Exactly.
And the fact that biological men who have transitioned to become a woman, they have hormones that biological women, have not had the advantage of having in their body.
Exactly. Now, I've made a hormone every once in a while myself over the years. But that's when hormones were good. Because I had raging hormones too. I mean, guys have hormones too.
Absolutely. You still have
ludicrous? It said not the.
You still have hormones in your body.
Well, I know I do, Robin, but I don't have any. I don't have any. What do you call it? What's the chick stuff in there?
Estrogen?
Do I have estrogen?
Yes, men have estrogen in their bodies. Women have testosterone. Just not as much. Lee, the raging hormones. I saw them last weekend at the truck.
I love them. The raging hormones.
It's a great group.
I saw them open up for Pussy Riot when I was in Moscow back in the day, when I was colluding with Trump, colluding with Russia and Putin to start the war in Ukraine and all the other things. Wait, men have estrogen? 305. Now, what's the number down? The raging hormones, yes. They were at the truck last week. Exactly right.
Let's get back to the spelling bee.
Let's get back to the spelling bee. Now, I didn't watch it live, because you don't have to watch things live anymore. I remember when I used to have my good friend Robin Roberts, the host of Good Morning America, when she was at ESPN and just starting at ABC at Good Morning America.
Aren't Robin's fantastic?
Yes, she is. Robin Roberts is a great lady. And so she was hosting the spelling bee. Robin Givens, we met. Robin Roberts, Batman's Robin. Who else? What other Robins?
All
doing?
Robins are fantastic.
Not all
just,
Robins.
Yes, they are. We're just fantastic. Is there any doubt? Robin Williams was amazing.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'd rather get into the list that I prepared and worked so diligently with you this week.
Okay.
We'll get to that after we do the. So we got the spelling bee, and it's held right outside of D.C.
Yes.
In Virginia, right? And it's a fun event. There were 11 finalists. Now, in the past years, there were so many kids that they had to do, they had to do spell offs and they had like ties and all this other bullshit. And so this time it counted. Yesterday, when they did this on Thursday, June 1st, we had 2 people standing at the end. It's like the Thunderdome. 2 people enter, 1 leaves. And the one who was left standing at the end, a young 14-year-old, this was his last chance because you can't appear after 14.
Right.
So he's in 8th grade in Florida. He lives up near the Tampa area. And he's been in multiple spelling bees. He's made the semifinals, the finals before. But this time, he knew exactly what it was that got him the championship. It was Samophile.
Correct.
Let's go to the tape.
And I had it, and then it just...
Robin.
It was because I clicked on something, and then there's a stupid ad that I have to let it play for a second. Otherwise, it won't not... I had it up. So annoying.
Samophile, not to be confused with pedophile, xenophile, spermophile, videophile,
Got it.
audiophile, zoophile, bibliophile. But my favorite is spermophile, which we will get to after we see this young man.
And it's not at all what you think it is.
It's not. No, spermophile has nothing to do with
Sperm.
Peter North or any of the other great
Shaw,
ejaculators.
if you spell this next word correctly,
Yes.
we will declare you the 2023 National Spelling Bee Champion.
Pregnant pause.
Not the Shah of Iran.
Samophile.
Samo meaning sand Greek. Oh,
Wait a second.
Samo meaning sand Greek.
Yes,
Phile meaning lover Greek.
you're on the right track.
Can I please have all the information?
Samophile is a noun from Greek. A samophile is an organism that prefers or thrives in sandy soils or areas.
Samophile. May you please have the sentence?
Any samophile, for example, a cactus, would flourish in the Arizona desert. Can you say it for us?
Samophile. Samophile.
Samophile.
P-S-A-M-O-P-H-I-L-E. Samophile.
That is correct.
Congratulations. Woohoo.
Sam, let's see the big finale when his parents come on. Come on, Robin.
And Morgan Fitzgerald Middle School celebrates in Largo, Florida. He had family watching in New Jersey and in India. His friends from back home celebrating. His father, Devil, his mother, Neelam, and little brother, Neil.
Now, here's something shocking.
Right.
He was not homeschooled.
I know.
He actually...
Let's let the kids
National
celebrate with his
Spelling
family.
Bee champion. And let's go to CEO Adam Simpson.
Well, Dev, on behalf of the EW Scripps Company, I'd like to present you with the Scripps Cup and name you the 2023 Scripps National Spelling Bee Champion. How do you feel right now? What's going through your head right now?
It's surreal. I didn't even let it settle in, and I don't know. My legs are still shaking.
So much poise, so much confidence up there. We would have never known. How'd you
I don't
pull
know
that
about
off?
poise, but
You know, trust us. Where are mom and dad? Come on in here, mom and dad. How are you guys feeling right now?
It's very emotional. It's hard.
It's really good.
We're very proud of him. He put almost 4 years And for last 1 year, he has been spending at least 10 hours here and there doing it. So I'm so proud of him.
Terrific, terrific.
Oh, that was exciting. And you know what I thought of when I saw that?
What did you think of, Tony?
Well,
Bruno?
actually, there was an American girl finished second. You know that? A girl from New Jersey, from Virginia, finished in second place. And the winner gets $50,000. So he got $50,000. And the second place was an American girl from local in right outside of Virginia. So she was an American. So you don't see Americans in the spelling bee. And obviously, Indian Americans and most of the kids who win these are homeschooled. But he was not homeschooled. He went to school in Largo, Florida, up near the Tampa area. And guess what? This young man, he's 14 years old. I said, it's like Little League. You'd only play up to age 12.
Right.
So this was his last chance, and he finally cashed in.
But we know what he's going to do afterwards, right?
Well, Joe Biden told us. In fact, when little Dev, because his father's name is Devil. That's short for devil.
Really?
I think so. Dev Shah is the winner, right? Kid from Florida, another Florida champion. When he was born 14 years ago, little did he know that then Senator Joe Biden knew that this kid one day would not only win the Scripps National Spelling Bee, but he would go on to be successful like many others who came before him.
Or a Dunkin' Donuts, unless you have a slight Indian accent.
I play from the.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. So I'm not joking. You cannot go to a 7.
Turbocharged. Turbocharged. He was turbocharged.
Global Clean Energy.
Yeah, exactly. That was 2008.
Turbocharged.
I get it, Joe. Okay, stop. It's okay. It's okay, Joe. It's over. It's over.
I was reading their quote. Sorry.
I know you're reading the quote, Joe. When he said that in 2008, and he said, "Not a joke, not a joke." Even back then, he wasn't joking.
Jeez.
And you know that cost him the 2008 presidential bid. He was running for president back then, and he made that comment. So he was more lucid back then.
No, he was
at
running
least.
with Obama, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Obama's vice president. Yeah. No, he was running for president and then bailed because he couldn't run for president because he lied about he had all kinds of stuff going on. Remember, he plagiarized a British guy in one of the
That was
campaign.
before that. But I think in 2008, he was just he was running for vice president.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Neil Kinnock is who he. Anyway, it's not about Biden or Trump or anybody else. It was just when I think of things, I remember because I'm old. I remember when Biden talked about the Indians and 7-Eleven and Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I'm saying? Not a joke. Not a game. Not a game. And by the way, great job by Allen Iverson in the latest commercial. We talking about practice, man. Remember that legendary talking about practice? We're talking about practice.
We're talking about practice. Not a game.
Not a game.
Not a game.
Yes.
We're talking about practice.
Exactly.
We're talking about practice.
And now he's now.
A game,
yeah,
not
thank
a
you.
game.
Now Steph Curry.
It's the Chase Freedom Unlimited Bank.
And obviously Kevin Hart, another Philly legend, is one of these fake news conferences. And Kevin Hart's in the beginning, is in the middle, and then you got Steph Curry on one side, and then Kevin.
We talking about cash back.
Yeah, here it is.
Not a game. Not a game.
Talking about cash back.
We're talking about cash backing. We're not talking about practice. No. We're talking about cash backing.
We talking about cash back.
We're talking about cash back. Not a game. We've been talking about practice for too long.
Word.
No practice. We're talking about cash back.
We talking about cash back.
I mean, we're not talking about a game. Cash back like a pro with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back?
That's brilliant, isn't it? That's a brilliant commercial.
How many times? I mean,
Yeah, AI, man. He put on. You see his face is all puffed up, man.
He's got a little. He's got a little chunky there.
We're talking about puffed up, man. Puffed up, not a game.
Since we're speaking of commercials, really great commercials. I don't think you have seen this commercial yet.
Which one is
it? It is so funny. It's Patty Power, I believe.
Patty Power.
Patty Power. This your
Patty Power.
It's a commercial. Patty Power, I believe it is.
Are the Wonder Pets in it?
No, I think it's.
This is serious.
Yes, it is.
It might be something in Boston, or maybe it's something in English, but it's begambleaware.org. Patty Power. You have to watch this commercial.
Let me see it. We don't normally run commercials on the show, but only if they're funny.
It is so funny. That
not the Powerpuff Girls play action reel. You are correct. Remember the Powerpuff Girls?
This is a PSA on you should not tweet before you really think things through unless you're serious. Okay?
Oh, I said it was serious.
This is serious.
Here you go.
Let's go to the tape.
Oops.
Are you Boxing Nerd 69 on Twitter? Yeah. On the 23rd of April, you tweeted, Garcia staying down after a body shot, pathetic, would never be me. So? Do you stand by that? Yeah. Okay, Joe, in you come. Joe. Okay, so maybe you want to think before you tweet next time, yeah? Yeah. Good lad. Well, people have gotten way too comfortable talking on Twitter, especially since Elon Musk took over. So if someone steps out of line, you just pay them a visit. Right, next up we have a Brian Thomas, or @Harland_GOAT2657, and he tweeted, I could be any professional women's boxer with one hand tied behind my back. Okay, Natasha, you're up. It's about providing accountability for what people say on social media.
Yep. And the big fight nights are especially busy for us.
Stop! Stop! I'll never tweet about boxing again.
Make sure you don't, yeah? Good lad. We're done. On to the next one. Good, yeah? Okay, we'll be right there.
Someone has just tweeted, anyone outside the heavyweight top 5 is a bum.
Thomas, you're up. Sometimes just the threat of action is enough.
I'll delete the tweet. I'll delete the tweet.
See? Tweet deleted. While on other occasions, we have to really think outside the box to make our point.
Social Squad? Who? You tweeted WWE is fake. I'd rather have a bath with me nan than watch wrestling.
What are you going to do about it? Pretend to knock me out with a steel chair?
Not exactly.
None.
Now let's get that bath running, shall we?
Oh, I dropped my soap. Can you get it from me, sweetheart? The soap.
Is that not awesome?
But see, that's British, which is funny because British humor. Some of it's funny, and some of it I can't understand a word they're saying. But they should play that during the NBA Finals. But if we did that in this country, that would be called bullying, right?
Yeah.
Because Twitter has its own people. They just ban you, they just suspend you for the rest of your life. But that is funny.
I love that.
Could you imagine somebody doing that to people here?
I know, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, you're right. Matt Rapone, people would lose their shit. Can you imagine somebody showing up at Keith Olbermann's penthouse over there overlooking
yeah, really, I know.
Central Park and knock on the door?
Excuse me, did you really tweet that you wanted to have somebody's head blow up?
Oh my. Anyway, we got a lot of good stuff too. What else? We'll have some NFL updates tonight. We got to do some baseball too, because I've been on the Oakland A's situation for a long, long time. By the way, the Nationals are now beating the Phillies 6-0, and it's only the bottom of the second inning.
Since you're talking about that, let's bring somebody else in that would love to talk to you about more sports. Let's go to Miami.
You mean Trevor down there in the 305?
He's probably talked shit on Twitter too.
Absolutely.
Are there tweets that you would need to delete, Trev?
I have to go through my Twitter, honestly.
I went
did
through
do
mine
that.
and I was still banned, even though I was trying to find out what I was banned for.
I had to do it before I get hired at QIM anyways. I was like, let me go through the quick all the Twitters.
Did you have to pee in a bottle too? Did you have to do a drug test? And
No, I haven't done a drug test in a while, actually. So,
dude, man, really?
Bravo me. Yeah.
Dude. Well, that's what happened. In Miami, they give you drugs when you take a
Yes.
job. They
Yes,
say, what do you
they
need?
do.
What do you need, man? What I got some. I got some good stuff here. What do you like?
What type of good stuff do you want? Do you want the white stuff or the green stuff?
What do you want, bro? What do you want, bro? What are you
Tony,
talking
I did.
about?
By the way, I produced on today's Tobin and Leroy show, and also was producing and co-hosting Monday with Alex Dono for the Joe Rose show.
Wow, you're blowing up, man. You're blowing up like the
4 hours,
Taliban, bro.
4 hours of radio. It's a lot of fun, honestly. I'll say that for sure. It's probably my one favorite thing. Like, you produce, like, oh yeah, I'm down.
I remember when you were just doing the Upper Bowl podcast, which you still are, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, we took the Memorial Day weekend off because I was gonna do it Friday after the Heat game, and I was like, I don't want to do a podcast, if you know what I mean. So I told people to go to the Joe Rose show Friday, and I told them to go check it out Monday as well. So that's what I told people to do, anyways.
No, that wasn't. No, it was Jim Mandich who used to say, "All right, Miami," when he was doing the color commentary for the Dolphins, right?
Shout out Jim Mandich, Michigan man.
Absolutely, Jim Mandich. All right, Miami.
Bob Greasy also said something too. Also, when he was doing the radio games for the Miami Dolphins. So
beautiful, man.
I know.
Beautiful. Now, of course, we saw last night with your Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go to the rack, man. I mean, NBA players usually go to the rack, but it's after the game when they go to all the local establishments down there in South Beach and in the Miami area.
That was in Denver, by the way. So
I know that, but they can go out to the strip clubs there too, man.
Oh yeah, the strip clubs are the top tier in Miami.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially with 11.
Not that I'm a connoisseur or have frequented many of them, but the best strip club Robin and I ever saw together is when we came to Miami for the Super Bowl the last time, right?
Yes.
And we flew into Miami Airport and we had to go pick up a rental car.
Well, we didn't go inside. We only saw it from the outside.
I know, but I'm saying,
did you go to 11?
No.
Did you go to 11?
So we're driving in the rental car behind like these piers and stuff, behind like I don't know where the hell rental car.
We went to an off-site rental car company.
Okay.
And we had to pick it up from there.
That's
and it's sort of like
Miami Airport.
Industrial area. And
there's
as
like
we're
boats and there's ships
exiting,
and stuff, so it's right near water. Obviously, everything's near water in Miami.
Yeah, if it's
So
not
we're
sinking
driving
yet,
around, and then
we're
we see
swimming.
this club. And it's late at night, man. It's like 2:00 in the morning, and we see this strip club, and it had the greatest name ever. And I said, Robin, we got to stop.
Yes.
We're not going to go in. Take a picture. Did you take a picture of it?
I think we did. The
Was it
name of
Tootsie's?
no Booby Trap.
Booby
That's a
Trap.
good one.
It's the
Booby
best
Trap.
name.
How has there ever been a better name for a strip club than
And then,
Booby Trap?
so we were going to go in, but we were exhausted, and we thank God we did not go in that night because there was a shooting.
That's the first thing. Yeah.
Oh no! Who would have thought that anything after 2 a.m. on a Saturday night before Super Bowl? Now this is the Saturday, not the Saturday night before. It's the week before. The Saturday night when media arrives or people like us arrive, and then we do the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But how about? Well, anyway, you know Miami.
I know
what I'm
Miami.
saying.
I know what you're saying. One thing I've learned is avoid Hialeah. It's the Delco version of Philadelphia of Miami. That's what Hialeah is. I've been told that, and I told so it's like Delaware County. The only person that got it was my one buddy who I worked with in Philly, who works at QAM.
Wait a minute now. Have you been to Delaware County? You're forgetting about the world famous Lou Turks up there in Delaware County.
Also, the Harrah's in Chester, PA. Also,
well, I used to do the commercials for Harrah's.
Yes, I would.
The best comps in Philly at Harrah's, Philadelphia. You remember that?
Reason why I went there when I first turned 21, driving back home from college. I always stopped at Harrah's in PA. Not even joking.
Trev's like, can I get a dancer without a C-section?
That is the gentleman's club.
Goodness gracious!
We have a winner for tonight.
Ay, papi, qué rico.
That is called Muskingum University School strippers nearby.
That is below the belt. Well, that's what
that was perfect, honestly. That represents my whole D3 college life, anyways.
Wow, that is brilliant. That could be the huge comment of the night on the on the stream.
That's a tweet. That's the Mac Jody McDonald's tweet of the night, anyway.
Tweet of the night, man. It's not even a tweet because I don't get tweets anymore. But that is the, what do we call it now? The chat stream comment of the night. We should get it sponsored. How about the booby trap comment of the night?
I like that.
Brought to you by Booby Trap. When you're rolling through at 2 a.m. in the darkness of Miami in the Hialeah neighborhood, you're not looking for a racetrack. You're looking for some booby traps.
Not Hialeah Park. That is perfect, by the way. By the way, there is college baseball action going on.
Yes, there's a lot of college baseball action
There's
tonight.
regionals down here in Miami, by the way. Texas is playing down here.
Yeah.
The Raging Cajuns, the Miami Hurricanes. So I may have to make my way down there, but the only problem is I gotta produce all weekend.
Dude.
I know.
Yeah, what's going on in the baseball? There's so much stuff going on right now.
The Marlins
Obviously,
are-
the hockey starts tomorrow night in Vegas.
It's ALS night. It's Lou Gehrig ALS night, by the way.
Tonight?
Yeah, tonight. They are on.
Okay.
They have the little patches on the jerseys and everything.
Beautiful. That's the way it should be, man.
Absolutely. I know the Marlins are up on the I don't know if this is the worst game to be at. Oh, A's Marlins. Marlins are up 4-0 in the middle of the sixth right now. I'm going to the bottom of the inning.
You know, I've been talking about the A's. You know, they're 12-46.
Yeah.
And you know, and listen, we have a lot of A's fans, and I love the A's fans, and I love Oakland. You know, now it's their last team standing. And it's obvious that the owner is a jerk. They all hate him. He's a bad guy. And he doesn't care because he still makes money because he gets guaranteed TV money. He doesn't even need a gate. So when people don't go, it's not really hurting him.
No,
and so I got a couple of videos I put together because I want to. This is from back on when they were playing. The A's were playing the Diamondbacks, I believe, on a day game on May 15th. It was Monday, May 15th. You remember this game?
I remember it was one. There's one against the Reds on a random night. The MLB.com was editing the highlights to take out the banners that the fans were making.
No, this was a game. It was obviously it was still daylight, but they were playing the Arizona Diamondbacks in Oakland, and they showed a sweep of the stadium. And we have the video, Robin. This is the one with the stadium sweep where there's nobody there, and they announced that there were 2,000 people, little over 2,000 people.
That's
and then
like
when
a
you
White
watch
Sox game in April.
But this is now in Oakland, and it's in May. It's not freezing there.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And the Diamondbacks obviously are a damn good team.
They're back now.
They are back. Back, the Diamondbacks. So anyway, do we have the video, Robin?
It's not opening.
It's not
Oh
opening.
no.
I know. Hang on.
Oh no.
Now they did have the record back in, I believe it was 1979, the A's. 473 people. They actually counted back then. They actually counted.
They didn't make up numbers.
473. I don't know how they counted 2,000 people at that one game, because the situation there is you looked around, there weren't 200. The only people there were the people who were paid there to go and work and be ushers, and take tickets. I mean, it's sad. It's sad what's happened to that franchise. And the hot dog guy. And I even saw on the video that they were saying that the catcher hears in his headpiece from the pitcher, from the manager. Yeah, what is that thing called again?
Pitch com.
The pitch com. That's right. Not the bitch com. That's up in the stands, man. When you find a couple of bitches, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to get
BitchCon is a porn party down in Miami. That was last weekend.
They had to count the employees, the grounds crew, the broadcasters, and there still weren't. No, bitches don't get snitches. It depends on what neighborhood you grow up. So then this isn't even. So is that the one with the scan? Yeah. So this is the video of the game between the Diamondbacks and the A's on Monday, May 15th. And you look around.
This is during the game. This is
I
not
don't know
like
if that's during the game.
Yes.
I don't see anybody on the field.
This looks like
it's hard to, you can do that after the game, but these people were just walking in the stadium.
Wow.
This says that this is 4 minutes before the first pitch.
Okay, well, it's a late crowd. It's like the Dodger fans. They don't show up till the second
It's an LA crowd. It's a late arriving crowd.
It's a late arriving crowd.
That's a Miami crowd too. It's a late arriving crowd. We'll see you when we'll see you.
Exactly.
That is
man.
pathetic.
Takes a long time to get those eyebrows on and those bras and and the skin tights. And then there was the best one, which was recently when they had, I don't know who they were playing, but it was so bad that actually the groundskeepers were out there, raking around, and this guy from the third baseline goes over the fence and then proceeds to run the bases backwards. He runs to home plate where the guy's sweeping around. You have to watch this. And then he runs to first base, to second base, and to third base. And then he decided he wanted to go home and run to home again. Now, here he is. Now, look at this guy. There he is, guy with a yellow shirt. There he is, running. He's across the third baseline, and he goes to second base first. So he runs all the way out to second base. The guys are cleaning the field. No security guards in sight. So there he is. He's on his way to first. And now he rounds and he makes the turn and he's heading home from first base and he is going to score easily. He missed the rake. He missed the other guy. And then he goes to third.
And there's one security guy right
and there's
there.
Now finally, then it's like this. It was one of the grounds crew guys says, all right, get out. And now you see the security guards walking down from the outfield. And he goes back into the stands and goes back to his seat.
And then he falls and
nobody even attempted to stop this dude. Could you imagine that?
He's got get away from the cop speed, as Gus Johnson would say.
Dude, I mean, that's incredible. In Philly, remember the guy in Philly when they tased him when he was running and there was a big picture of the guy that got tased?
Don't tase
You were on air when that was happening, by the way.
Yeah.
I remember listening to that.
It was a front page story in the Philadelphia Daily News of the cop with the taser gun. It was a security guard.
Well, that's where you got the sound.
No, that wasn't from him. That
No,
was a
that's
guy.
from another one.
That was a
That was from
beach
Don't
dude.
Tase Me, Bro.
That was some
Don't
guy.
tase me, bro.
No, that was some whacked out West Coast bra. That was a silk bra when he was trying to surf and there were no waves off the Santa Monica beach. And then they were and then Gavin Newsom. And then during the pandemic, Gavin Newsom sent the police out to get his ass off his board right next to the Santa Monica Pier, and he started screaming, "Don't tase me, bro!" Remember that, Robin?
Yeah.
Don't tase me, bro.
Then Gavin Newsom was putting sand in the Venice Beach skate park.
He filled up the Venice Beach skate park, and he's going to be the president. You watch it, Gavin Newsom, baby. He's going to slick that hair back. He's going to recreate the scene from American Psycho where he's banging the chick from behind and he's looking in the mirror. Is Gavin Newsom not American Psycho? Is he not?
Yeah,
that
he is,
dude.
He 100% is. By the way, it's the worst. He's the worst governor of all time. And I haven't heard his name in a while. Anyways, don't tase me, bro. Anthony Gargano.
By the way, that was in 2007. Senator John Kerry gave a speech at the University of Florida as part of the Constitution Day Forum organized by the school student government. And undergrad student Andrew Meyer walked up to the microphone stand and criticized Kerry for repeatedly evading his questions. And when he was asked to leave, he got more and more animated. And when the school officials shut down his microphone and had officers come over, that's when he said, "Don't tase me, bro."
Wow, I thought it was.
I did not know that was at University of Florida.
Yeah, so here, let's
go to the tape.
Let's go to the
John
tape.
Kerry, that's the last time anybody paid attention. So wasn't there climate? Did he have windmills outside? What was going on with him? Let's go to the tape.
Hold on. It says this video is age restricted and available only on YouTube. Okay, hold on.
Well, we're all over 21. Age restricted. All the guy said was, "Don't tase me, bro."
All in the future for a strategy that has failed. That's the distinction. Sir.
First and foremost, want to thank you for your time. You spent a lot of time talking to us here today. I want to thank you for coming and being open and honest. You recommended a book to us earlier. I wanted to recommend a book to you. It's called Art Madhouse by Greg Glass.
I have it.
Yeah, he's the top investigative journalist in America.
I've already read it.
And he says you won the 2004 election.
Right.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? You won in 2004. In fact, there were multiple reports on the day of the election of disenfranchisement of black voters in Florida and Ohio. I'll ask my question. Thank you very much. I'll ask my question. I'm going to preface it. He's been talking for 2 hours. I think I can have 2 minutes. Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to ask you my question. I'm going to inform people, and then I'm going to ask you my question. So there are multiple reports of disenfranchisement of black voters on the day of the election in 2004. Right. There was also voting machines, electronic voting machines in Volusia County, Florida, that counted backwards. So amidst all these reports of phony stuff going on, how could you concede the election on the day? How could you concede the 2004 election on the day? When in this book, it says there were 5 million votes that were suppressed and you won the election. Didn't you want to be president? I'm not even done yet. I have 2 more questions. If you were so against Iran, how come you're not saying, let's impeach Bush now? Impeach Bush now before we can invade Iran. Why don't we impeach him? Impeach Bush. Clinton was impeached for what? Close out? Why don't we impeach Bush, all right? Also, were you a member of Skull and Bones from college and Bush? Were you in the same secret society as Bush? Were you in Skull and Bones? Thank you for cutting my mic. Thank you. Are you going to arrest me? Excuse me. Excuse me. What are you arresting me for? Whoa. Is anybody watching this? I'm not doing this. I want you to do this. Get off me. Get off me. What the fuck are you doing? Get off me. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is going on? What is going on? I want to stand and listen to the answer to my question. Why are you arresting me for asking? Help! 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 Are you kidding? You're arresting me. What the hell?
Here it comes.
I didn't do anything. Help me! Help me! Help! They're arresting me.
He's got a taser on his chest. I mean, this really is an idiot.
Hands on back.
I think if everybody is this situation.
You don't have an option. Let me just stand up. Hold on your stomach.
Where is it?
He's saying, don't tase me, bro.
Why are they arresting me? Did someone do something here? I'm being arrested.
Because it's a very important question.
What did I do? Get off! You know what? Get off! Get the fuck off me, man! I didn't do anything. Don't tase me, bro.
There it is.
There we go.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, they actually tased me. Oh, wow.
Oh my God!
Back up.
Here's the best part of that video. The guy was a John Kerry fan.
I know.
That guy was sucking his dick.
Wow.
And now they take him back and they're tasing his ass on the floor.
I bet you he's not a
That's
John
what
Kerry
happens when
fan
you're
anymore.
American Eagle, bro. You go crazy and you get tased.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't tase me, bro.
Don't tase
There
me.
it is. That's one of the all-time.
That's like an all-time drop for you on your
I know.
soundboard. That's
Well, it's not just Tony.
I only took the meaty part. And when he's screaming too. I mean, I haven't heard screaming that bad since Ron DeSantis did his impersonation of James. What's his name? John Dean. Not John Dean. What was that Dean dude? I can't. I don't know.
I shouldn't know if I was around that time. Holy Christ!
Damn. Howard
Damn.
Dean. That's the great
Howard
Howard
Dean.
Dean.
Not Dean Smith. Holy smokes!
So there you have it. Good job. Let me give Robin a roaring round of applause. She went back into the archives and found that baby.
Yeah.
That should be our Florida update of the night. Who's still doing commercials for his sausage, even though he's been dead for decades.
By the way, Tony, I gotta ask you.
Yes.
Are you gonna go to Eagles Bucks this year? In
Absolutely.
Tampa?
Are you kidding me, man?
I gotta make sure because I'm about to book my hotel in the next couple of days, anyways.
It's in the same state. You don't have to fly in from Connecticut. I can drive across Alligator Alley. That's the wrong way. I can go up. Where are we going to go up, Robin?
75.
75 north to Tampa. And bam, get right off at Dale Mabry, go into 2001. And of course, now are you a 2001 guy or are you the legendary strip club in Tampa Bay?
I've never been to Tampa. That is breaking news right now.
Wait, you've never been to Tampa, Florida?
I have not yet.
Are you kidding me?
I'm going to
understand.
Are you shitting me right now?
I am not kidding. I've never been to Tampa.
And he hasn't come to visit us either, which is a total
You used
outrage.
to come from Connecticut to Philly. You used to go all over the place to watch games. You live in Miami and haven't been to Tampa. You haven't been to the west coast of Florida, down here at the hurricane-ravaged Fort Myers,
The
Cape
only
Coral.
place I've been to in Florida is Jacksonville for the world's largest cocktail party. That's the funniest part.
Wow.
But here's the thing. I've been producing left and right, as what Pablo Torres is. Not Here's the Thing, the podcast by Pablo Torres by Meadowlark Media. But I will make this summer. I know it's not my summer schedule to be a lot lighter because the Heat and Panthers decided to go on a crazy playoff run. I will make my way to Cape Coral, Fort Myers area
We don't have
on
any
a Friday.
down here. We have a Tesla coil somewhere, but I'm keeping that for the next hurricane and when all the power goes out.
By the way, Tesla people who are texting and driving when on autoplay can go to hell, by the way. I saw 3 people do that today on 95.
I agree. Florida drivers are the most dangerous in the world.
South Florida, Tony.
South Florida drivers, yes.
South Florida, Tony.
By the way, the Marlins are still leading, trying to shut out your Oakland Athletics tonight. It is 4-0. The Oakland A's, no runs, but they do have 4 hits. One error by your Marlins. 4 runs, 7 hits for your Miami Marlins.
Florida Marlins, Tony. They're wearing the throwback teal unis today.
Florida Marlins.
They are wearing the teal unis today. Every Friday home game. It's a flashback Friday.
Exactly.
Yes. By the way, I'm having Damon Bruce on the Upper Bowl podcast sometime.
Beautiful, man. Now he's doing his own thing now, right? Because he got unceremoniously gassed by from a show that he was winning in the ratings.
Yes.
That's how that's what happened in the broadcast industry. You're the #1 afternoon show, but sorry, you make too much money, so it's time to get out.
Yes.
And you know what they say?
He has been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm a big I did not know about him before. I saw him as he popped up on my Instagram and Twitter because I watch his show occasionally on YouTube and stuff. Big fan of him. He says fuck John Fisher too, by the way. So
who's that?
Damon Bruce. He hates John Fisher.
Oh, of course, everybody hates John Fisher. His whole family hates him.
Including the Gap.
I mean, Kansas City A's fans hate him. Philadelphia A's fans hate John Fisher.
Now, Oakland
I mean, it's an embarrassment. You know, I always criticize the Sixers for charging people full price for that tank job, and you know, and they deserved it. And the process failed, and I'm not happy that the process failed. But I said it from Jump Street. You don't defraud the fans by doing what you do to try to pretend that that's the way to win an NBA championship. And it's never worked. It never
will work. It will never work. It
now,
doesn't
teams
matter
have
who the head
tanked to
coach
get the
is.
#1 pick and have gotten, you know, franchise players. But it's different than in baseball. It's, you know, in baseball,
Hockey.
you got 162 games. And then I understand these people are going to go one day to just show up and then try to fill up the stadium to just embarrass John Fisher. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of want to be there for that, Tony. We should actually make a road trip to Oakland. And if there's a party at Oakland, let's do it. But I don't feel like leaving for Oakland right now.
I'm behind those fans because I love the Oakland fans. I remember the Raider fans walking through the black hole. I've been in the booth at the Oakland A's games. You know, so I mean, I have a lot of history in the Bay Area, and to see Oakland lose first, the Warriors, they moved across to a new stadium in San Francisco. Then, of course, you know, the 49ers moved from Candlestick, which was a dump, and they moved down to another building that I don't think is a great stadium down in Santa Clara. I mean, it's turned the wrong way. I mean, they had the best. You figure when they had the Super Bowl 50, now they're going to get a Super Bowl in a couple of years again in Santa
Bowl
Clara.
60, it looks like.
Yeah, so they had 50, and then they're going to get 60. But the way they designed the thing, and it had the worst internet. That's the one thing we noticed, right, Robin? We're in the tech capital of the world in the San Francisco Bay Area, and they had the worst internet in the history of Super Bowls. How is that possible?
That's why that's Comcast for you. We could say that, maybe.
Wait, we have breaking news now. We have breaking news during the show. When news breaks.
Oh, wait. Oh, yes. Here we go.
We're here to fix it, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to fix it.
By the way,
breaking news sounder, Robin.
We got to pour one out for Kennedy. Her show got canceled.
Yes,
I am outraged by that. That's been the
we
show.
were outraged as well.
Robin told me about it. We got to get Kennedy on the show.
That is I will say this before you kick me off. That was the one show I watched in college that pissed off all my roommates. That's why.
What, Kennedy on Fox or Kennedy
Yeah.
on MTV?
On Fox. Two of my roommates wanted to kill me and his girlfriend too. That's why.
Well, when she first started there, she was doing a show called The Independents.
Yes, I was watching
And then
that.
nobody wanted to see the other schmucks that were on with her, so they gave her own show.
Yeah, I was
You know what I'm
watching.
saying?
I was truly for Kennedy from the beginning at Fox News, and my roommates wanted to kill
Robin
me.
and I know Kennedy when we were at Fox Sports Radio back in the day, and she was in the next studio over from us. Do you have the picture of her, Robin, we can pull up?
Yep, hang on.
So this was during the 2008 Phillies run to the World Series, right?
Hang on.
What a time
Yeah,
to
this
be
was
alive.
2008. I'm doing my show at the AM 570 studios in Burbank. Kennedy was doing her show right across the hall, and Robin had my Phillies uniform on that night.
Yes.
Yeah, you had my
but
Phillies
I'm not in the picture.
But no, you had my uniform on, so I'm in the studio, and then Kennedy comes in.
Well, you guys were wearing matching
Camo pants.
camo pants and t-shirts.
Let's go to the video. There it is. There's me and Kennedy back in what year was this? 2008?
2008, 2009,
In
something like
Burbank,
that.
World
California.
Champs.
Huh?
Phil's World Effing Champs. That Chase Utley would say.
Exactly right. So there's Kennedy. I mean, I knew her back then, man. This is way before Fox News. And she wasn't working for Fox in LA. She was working for, the talk station out there, the music stations.
Was that
You know what I'm
K-Rock
saying?
or a completely different station?
I don't know. I don't think it was K-Rock.
Okay.
I think it was the talk station. Right?
Yeah, it was the talk station.
KFI. That's right.
Yeah.
KFI. More stimulating talk radio.
Yes.
As they say there. You know what I'm saying?
We need to bring back more stimulating talk radio.
I
anyway.
try to do a stimulating talk radio every day on the show. Well, because we don't do it every day.
That was Tuesday, September 16th, 2008.
What did I say, Robin? I know she started on MTV. She was one of the originals. Love Kennedy. Then I
Kennedy
realized she
rules.
was a big fan of mine when I met her. She came into the show, and that's the first time I ever met her. And she was a big fan. So I was a big fan of hers. She's great. She's awesome. She's an awesome lady, too. Not because she's not even conservative.
She's very funny.
Yes, she is.
People
That's
don't
what I
realize-
liked about
yeah.
her. She was funny and like
She's
she kept it cool.
incredibly
and stuff.
funny.
She's flippant. She gets it. She's more libertarian. Exactly.
Yeah.
She's a libertarian. But you have to identify yourself before they I can't say this word.
Compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize whatever you are. By the way, we didn't do our list of all the files when we were talking about the SAMA
Not the
file.
X-Files.
No, not the X files. So that's a good one, but that's a different kind of file.
Yes.
That's FILE.
Yes, not
Spermophile is the one that we're.
Spermophile.
yeah.
Do you know what a spermophile is?
No,
not the Rockford Files.
If
No.
you were just take a guess and think, what would spermophile be?
I'm thinking
Would it
Peter
contain your
North.
sperm?
I'm thinking Peter North spermophile. For those of you who are connoisseurs of adult fare and you're over 18 and have your parents' consent, you know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Spermophile is just like Samophile. Is a plant or animal who lives by the beach, or as we used to call them, shoobies, or these chicks that lay on the beach and get tan. Remember the tan mom? She was one of them.
Wait, there was a tan mom back in the day in Venice Beach. Let's go. That's a regular in Fort Lauderdale Beach, I must say.
That's a plant or animal who likes the sand. That's where all those chicks, man, they get all oiled up. You've seen it. But the best part about Miami, and even here now in Southwest Florida, is women here understand what it means to have a full body tan. None of those one pieces, none of those granny panties. I'm talking
high
about
rise.
thong.
Well, this
Antonio-
is a
And every
throwback
time I see-
Thursday.
I don't even have to look for thongs anymore. We went down to Naples a couple weekends ago, right? I took my boys to the beach down there in Naples
Mm-hmm.
to show them the beautiful water and
How
all
many
the
New
great
Canaan
stuff.
girls did you run into? That's where every person from New Canaan lives now. in
No,
Naples,
these were
Florida.
not. These were locals. This is in the tourist area. But the thongs were everywhere, man.
Naples
You know
and
what? This
thongs.
is an
That's a-
outrage. I went to go because you can do a search in your Google Photos for certain things.
Yep.
Like you can I put Phillies uniform and it showed up when I was wearing your Phillies uniform.
Mhm.
You can put in Kennedy if you've identified certain people, and then it'll pull up all the pictures of whatever. I just put in thong and it will not pull it up. That is an outrage.
What? That's a shame.
That you should be able to just say thong and it should pull it up.
Let me see that thong.
Okay,
Exact right. Jesus.
That's a legendary song too. That needs to get replayed again.
Where's all my thong? We have to do a compilation of my thong pictures, Robin.
And you have many of them.
I do. If you wear a thong and you look good in a thong and you should be wearing a thong, I want to acknowledge you. I want to give you the credit. There's one right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, there's a
Lamar
thong
Thomas
right
would be
there.
proud. That's not a thong.
Now that
right
woman
there.
in the front. No, there's a woman and a couple thongs back there.
Go back to that white girl, the white.
Now there's
bikini.
another one right there. There's another thong.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, let's play hits. Yeah, play hits from the thong by Cypress. No, that's hits from the bong, man. Come on.
Is there a thong song?
Yes,
there is.
Are you kidding me, Robin? I hate
Give her
to
one
do
of-
it to
give
you.
her one of those already.
The thong song.
It's called the
I
thong
know.
song
by Cisco.
I've played it
Cisco,
before.
man, not Cisco Systems, the technology company, not Cisco, the food service company, spelled SYSCO. Here we go. Let's go, a little
What's
Cisco.
up, man?
We played
Yeah,
this
I'm
not too
ready. I'm
often
just
long
waiting
ago.
for this girl to bring my daughter back. They went to the mall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Nokia and Jazz is on the Baltimore bus with Reggie Ray.
Yeah.
But Wood's gonna fly.
Where's
in.
the video, Rob?
Yeah, man. I'm not even thinking about it.
Is there video of a thong?
Yes.
No, hold on a sec. This is video
It's
of a
Saturday,
thong.
May 20th here at the Naples Pier.
I want to hear
here in
song.
Southwest Florida. The water temperature is probably
It's coming.
80 to 80 something degrees. We have Maria here from Georgia, not from
Oh,
Atlanta,
oh.
Georgia.
Oh,
Hold on.
What guys talk about.
Yeah, come on. Give me some Cisco.
I'm looking for some song. I can't say it. Thongs. Hold on.
Song.
Ooh, that dress so scandalous. You know another handle it.
So many. Oh, here's more songs.
Look in your eyes so devilish. You like it dance.
That's a panty right there.
Oh yeah. Not just urban. She liked it pop. She was living la vida loca. She had jumps like a truck. Guys like what? Maybe move your butt. I wanna sing it again. She had jumps like a truck. Guys like what? All night long. Let me see that song.
Oh, wait. There's going to be some naked pictures. I'm not going to do that. Oops.
That is for the OnlyFans account.
Here's a lesson, Tony Bruno. Do not search your photographs while live on camera.
Let's not get canceled on
You
no
thought the
filter.
Hunter Biden laptop pictures were bad, except there are no 12-year-old
Oops.
girls in any of our photographs.
Well, the Miss
that
Robin
might have been
Austin
Robin topless.
laptop.
Brian Wagner tweets, in the University of Pennsylvania women's locker room, Leah Thomas plays the dong song. Let me see that dong.
That's why if you need a second laptop, Miss Robin, we would not have any problems.
know.
No.
Whoops.
This thing is
right.
literally a paperweight on my thing right now.
So tonight, immediately after the show, everybody's going to be like trying to do frame by frame, trying to see what is it that Miss Robin was talking about. Whoops!
I didn't see those pictures.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
By the way, somebody was tweeting yesterday, because I could see Twitter, but I can't open anything up, that somebody was going to release like 10,000 pictures of Hunter Biden. Did that ever happen?
Yes, it
They
is.
did?
The laptop, all of his.
No, somebody
everything.
said it, but I'm sure they took it down. It wasn't done on Web3. How was it released? Because the internet's going to pull it down.
The White House will pull it down immediately once it goes to straight to sent. Anyways,
I don't know. I didn't see any of them. I mean, they're obviously. Listen, the guy's. I don't care what he did in his personal life, but if you have the kids involved,
he's a horny dude.
There's nothing wrong with the guy banging a lot of chicks. No. I did the same thing when I was in LA, and I was single, but I didn't have little kids naked around me. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
That's when you cross the line. You're bringing in minors. You're doing drugs with minors.
Yeah.
That's
And
when you get to throw in the coop for life.
other stuff with minors as well. So anybody that's defending him, they don't understand the full scope of the photographs that are on his laptop. This is not just a man showing, walking naked around the pool, or
He
doing
did
coke.
ask one time, though, nicely.
What do we get for $10?
Not everything.
I mean, seriously,
Everything?
I don't give a shit if he's naked in a pool or if he himself is doing drugs. That he's an adult and he can get punished or get away with whatever if he's an adult. But as soon as he's bringing minors in, and there's tons of minors, and he was lying about stuff, and there's all sorts of other stuff going on with those photographs too. So
Yeah, I get it. But nothing's going to happen, Robin. That's the bottom line. Nothing's going to happen. It doesn't.
And Joe Biden gets kicked out of president's office, maybe. That's when it will happen, maybe.
It's politics. It's just dirty tricks on all sides, and it's just sickening. I'm tired of all of this crap.
Trevor, it was great talking to you.
Miss Robin, we will correspond a date after the NBA finals and the
Okay,
Stanley
it's a
Cup
deal.
finals.
It's a deal. It's a
Because
deal. It's a deal.
I have been asked a lot to do a lot of producing and stuff since I am on the 18 for Heat games. So
Now, but you're not doing Miami Marlins anymore, though, right?
we don't have the Marlins.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But you were when you first moved down there, right? Weren't you?
No, we never had the Marlins. We've had the Panthers, we have the Inter Miami, we have the Heat, we have the Hurricanes, but we do not have the Dolphins anymore. So
but you used to have the Dolphins.
We had I got 1 year of Dolphins.
That's right. It was the Dolphins that left the station.
The Dolphins.
Those Miami stuff. I mean, they just go from station to station, just
The
like everything else.
the Dolphins go back and forth all the time. It's
Exactly.
They little radio knowledge for you. The Dolphins are mad that the Heat are on their station. That's why they didn't renew. That's a little
Exactly. Yeah, that's the way it works. That's what happens when you got love. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
No franchises have more leverage than NFL franchises.
Absolutely.
And you're seeing it. I mean, look what's happening in baseball with the San Diego Padres and their situation, right?
Yeah.
They don't even have games because Bally Sports out there in San Diego stopped producing the games. It's another regional sports network.
Missed
What's
payment.
that? They missed the payment. And now the Major League Baseball, they're going to have to put these games on their internet, on their feed for $20 a month. Now, to some people, it's worth it. They'll pay $20 a month to see their favorite team,
mm-hmm.
and they can't black them out like they used to. But baseball, I mean, a lot of these franchises are suffering, man. I mean, when you can't get an over-the-air station to put your games on radio anymore, I mean, that's what's happened to the A's. The A's have a TV deal, and they have and they also have Major League Baseball funding their piece of the pie, whether they suck or not. Because when the Yankees come in and all the good teams go in, they make money, whether one fan's in the stands or nobody's in the stands.
It's crazy.
So that's what the worst part of the A's situation is for the fans and those poor people out there who've been supporting them. Let's be honest. You look at the Oakland A's history. Everybody talks about the Giants. I'm not talking about the Giants in New York back in those days. All those teams moved from New York to the West Coast. The Dodgers, the Giants. You look at all those teams that were initially in New York.
Yeah.
But the situation with the A's is just, to me, the most embarrassing thing in Major League Baseball. And then you got Rob Manfred and all these other people ducking reporters when they're asked about it.
It's a shame. It really is. It's a goddamn shame.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And Tony, I'll see you whenever. I'll see you when I see you.
Beautiful. I mean, I think the A's have a more storied history than the Giants, with all due respect. We remember the Giants of the recent Giants, the Bochy teams and the Bonds, and at the end, remember they didn't start winning World Series. Barry Bonds didn't win a World Series there, I don't think. And then they had all those guys, all those teams that started winning. When they had the great pitching staff.
Tony, shall we, since we were in Miami, shall we go to Florida for a Florida story?
Yes, we had a lot of. We had we have another Florida champion, a little Dev Shah.
Yes.
Your Scripps. What's the name of the thing? The spelling bee winner.
Yes, Dev Shah.
Dev Shah. No, Bonds never won a World Series, but we were following him during the home run chase. I remember being in Candlestick during that. But you're right, the A's of the 70s. You look at those rosters, and I'll put those A's rosters back in the day up against any Giants. And this isn't, I'm a Giants hater. I'm talking about the two Bay Area baseball franchises, Giants and A's. A's have an unbelievable past. The Giants have a good history too, but remember they were playing in Candlestick, and that place was empty, and it was cold, and it was windy, and it sucked. Same thing when the Niners played there, but that was football season. You know what I'm saying? The Bash Brothers, yes. Everybody had those Oakland A's jerseys on. Remember those?
Yep. Yeah, oh yeah.
The yellow and green.
Yellow and green.
Reggie Jackson. Love the A's, man.
That's why I'm glad that they're going to be moving to Vegas. I think
I'm not mad. I don't care where they move. I'm just sad for the people
who did stick by them. Yes.
Yes.
But the thing that's good is that Vegas, out of all the different places that they could perhaps go to, Vegas is hop skip on a flight for them. It's so easy
but it's
to get to
different than
Vegas.
football. Football, you only there's only 8 road games. If you're a Raider fan, it's 8 times to Vegas.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to go to Vegas 8 times in one 7-month stretch? But baseball, that's a big commitment.
Well, obviously,
to go travel
yes, it
to
is.
watch your team.
But they're not going every single game in Oakland, obviously, because there's nobody there.
Obviously, because the fans don't want to support the owner. That's the only way you punish him. But they're not punishing him because the guy's still making money. That's the point.
Tony, speaking of baseball,
yes,
what is your favorite minor league baseball name?
Well, obviously the Savannah Bananas, which are the independent team that we love.
Yes.
But then there's a new one they're not a new team.
But it's a name that you like.
Oh, because minor league baseball teams have the best names. Yes, you're absolutely right, Joe. Joe Quills nailed it. When you talk about, we talk about Rocket City, and Rocket City, a lot of times you think of Houston because that's where, the mission control always was for all this. Then, of course, you got the Fort Myers. No, not the Fort Myers Miracle. It's the Trash Pandas.
Rocket City Trash.
Now, they're in northern Alabama, but they're called the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Yes.
And you know what a trash panda is, right?
I do. You did not. You did not realize it is a raccoon.
I did not know that raccoons were called trash pandas.
Well, speaking of raccoons,
Rocky Raccoon.
We have a Florida story. This is the ultimate Florida story. Speaking of trash pandas, aka raccoons.
Let's come down to Florida. We're already here.
To Florida. Welcome you to the Sunshine State. They're kicking back and soaking up the rays every day in Florida.
No, they're not the Alabama white trash pandas. That's a different. They're in single A. Now let's go to your white trash Florida chick. She's tatted up. She's beaten up. She's eaten up by no-see-ums and all the other vagrants down here. Your correspondent, Miss Robin.
Except you have to turn yours off so I can turn mine on.
Turn what on?
Your
song?
Yeah, just turn yours off because I can't play my. This is an audio. This is a video.
Let's go to the tape.
Okay. And I don't even have to say anything because this is pretty self-explanatory.
Well, that's what we love when it's self-contained. Let's go to the tape.
What in the world? My dude. He wants some Dunkin' Donuts. Don't hit him. Don't hit him. What is he doing? Are they going to give him a donut? Are they going to give him a donut? Oh my God.
It's National Donut Day.
Yep.
Throw him the donut.
Have another donut, you fat pig. Oh, look at that.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is awesome. That
there
is
you
great.
go.
Let's give the Dunkin' Donuts National Donut Day, ladies and gentlemen.
I figured it's a Florida Dunkin'
Florida?
Yeah, that was in Florida. It was
even the raccoons have couth down here.
Yep. He was very polite.
You saw
he
he was
waited
waiting
nicely.
Then he reached up and he gently grabbed that beautiful. Was it what kind
It
of a
looked like
donut
a
was
glazed donut of
Was
some
it glazed?
kind. Yes.
Dude.
Everyone runs on Dunkin'.
I told you I bought the Dunkin' stock. I never finished the story, and I bought a ton of it. And then I'm thinking, wow, I'm going to be able to retire on Dunkin' Donut stock. And you know what they did?
Yes.
They went private, and they bought us out. They bought all of us hardworking, everything runs on Dunkin' people, and now they're a national chain, and I'm broke AF. Dude, it's an outrage.
Tony, do we have anybody waiting?
I don't know. I can't see that right there.
We do not have anybody waiting to come on Spaces, but we do have somebody who has not been on a long time. Let's go to Stephen Luker.
Oh, Stephen out there in the great state of California, which is still standing at this hour. He's anticipating the Gavin Newsom running to the rescue to save Joe Biden and the 2024 election cycle. Stephen, how are you, buddy? Up there in Hemet.
Good, Tony.
It's Hemet.
Yep.
Hemet, damn it.
Yep. Crazy weather it's been lately here in Hemet. Went from cold to hot.
That's what normally happens when you go from, it's funny, is there's still spring stuff. You'd realize summer's coming up in 2 weeks, the 21st. Spring is the craziest month because it doesn't know when to start. Sometimes, the winter goes deeper and it snows in March and April, and sometimes in May in some places. And then it finally becomes summer around Memorial Day in a lot of places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or it becomes spring, I should say. Spring, not summer.
And it lasts
And it
only
lasts
for
a
day.
month. Spring lasts a month in some places. What's going on now tonight, brother?
I think Steven got some new tennies.
You got
He
some
got some
shoes.
new
What's with all
shoes.
the shoes in the
Robin.
background there,
He got
man?
some new shoes.
Did you hold up a Lululemon and a Foot Locker and what are the other shoe stores?
I went to I ordered my shoes off of Famous Footwear online, so I got them online and they came yesterday. So I'm breaking
Dude, how
them
many
in
pairs?
yesterday.
You got more sneakers than NBA guys that I know.
I actually cleaned my room also over the Memorial Day weekend. Like, look, like all right here is my baseball section of the room.
Holy shit, Steven. Look at all those cards.
And I have more on the desk I'm working on. Plus all these pages by me that need to go in books.
Are you opening up any packs with Joe Manueli, the man in charge of your No Filter network?
I've opened one pack with him when he did it.
Well, and Steven is also doing some stuff for Bleacher Brothers. Ooh, I can't speak.
Bleeder Brothers?
Bleacher Brothers. Bleacher Brothers. Yes, he has tons of cards, but Steven is the guy with the info, man.
Yep.
He has so much information and he does great research. And so he's contributing to several different shows on Bleacher Brothers.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
And I'm also writing for Bleacher Brothers too.
Yep.
So I've been hammering out articles. I keep myself busy, and I'm actually also managing going back to school the same time while
Look
I'm
at
doing all
you.
this stuff.
Wait a
Wow.
minute. I'm going to give you a roaring round of applause.
I'm doing my bachelor's in sports broadcasting.
I remember when you called for the first time as a caller on No Filter. And that's when we said, this guy right here, you got a future, my friend. You got a future.
I enrolled at Full Sail. I have almost everything covered. I got FastBook covered. I'm working on everything they need. And then I'm going to start at the end of June, start my sports broadcasting online learning. And they say I can come to Florida whenever to go into their labs. So I can go into Winter Haven, Florida.
Wow.
To test my skills.
Wait a minute. There's a Winter Haven, which is a spring training location down here in Florida. There's a broadcasting center down there. How do they not bring me in to matriculate with the kids and then to talk and give deeply impassioned and myriads of knowledge and great stories?
I don't know. Let me grab something.
Where's he grabbing now?
I don't know.
Is this the Columbia School of Broadcasting? Now, what's the name of this broadcast facility in Winter Haven?
So it's called Full Sail University. They named the school the Dan Patrick School.
The Dan Patrick School?
Yes.
That's okay. Is that where you, no, Dan's from Ohio. So what is this place called?
Full Sail University.
Yeah.
Full what?
Full Sail, like as in sailing a boat.
Full Sail University?
Yeah.
Yep.
Would they teach you how to yacht?
No,
No. No.
What? Full Sail University, they do all sorts of stuff.
Okay, so it's not just so they have a broadcasting wing.
They have a broadcast and then the campus that feels like a real world, from game studios to venues to boardrooms and film sets. Our classrooms are designed to look and feel like industry production environments because They are.
That's up in Polk County, Florida, as you well know, up there in Winter Haven. You know, they got a Legoland there. They got a Peppa Pig theme park. Did you know that, Robin?
I did not.
Yeah.
Nor did I.
Peppa Pig. We got a lot of pigs down here in Southwest Florida, too. You know what I'm saying? But hey, pigs and peaks need loving, too.
Yeah, it's like I've been busy cleaning, working on stuff, writing for Bleacher Brothers, spending time with family over the few weeks and everything throughout the days. When I'm home, I'm being able to do that lately. I've been doing a lot of stuff.
Cypress Gardens is there, too, you know, the original skiing shows. Remember Cypress Gardens, Robin?
I
used to
only
go
seen
there
it on
back in the
TV.
day when there was it's been around 100 years, Cypress Gardens. And that used to be, Disney was just opening up back in the 70s. But
Mhm.
Cypress Gardens was a place you would go when you come to Florida, and Disney was just starting. And you go watch those chicks on the skis where they like to make the big pyramids and shit.
Yes.
That's some good
The
stuff.
only
right
time
there.
I've ever seen any of those were like on the Happy Days where they had.
Yeah. That's what Fonzie jumped, the
Yes,
actual jump the
he
shark.
jumped the shark.
Exactly.
I found, like, when I was cleaning, I found some pictures, like, of an old friend of mine. He was a pitcher for the Red Sox, and he showed me some when he was in spring training, and I have them in this desk. I just gotta find them, but I took pictures of. He gave me them because I was a baseball nerd, and he wanted me to see how spring training was back then in the 90s and 80s.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Steven, what else do you have going on?
My retro ad show every Monday night with Play Action at 6:00. We keep watching funny commercials, and I do funny voices to track people in, like get the humor going, and all the humor I do is all myself and makes everyone laugh. Like I do voice impressions. Like if I see a commercial, I pause it and I'm like, I tell you, beautiful lady, you forgot this. Like I go impressionist, and everyone loves it.
Wow.
Very cool. Well,
A lot funnier than that Gadsby chick from Australia.
Oh,
What the
I
hell's her
know.
name?
Yeah. She did Nanette. What was her first name?
I don't remember.
Oh, she's horrible.
And I like funny Aussies because it's Aussies are
Yes.
saucies, but she's horrible.
She is.
Yeah, I have to point out, I do John Madden impersonation.
Oh,
We
let me
do-
hear your John Madden.
Okay, I say, hey there, that's the commercial. Like, boom, like we do. Like I have like a handy.
That wasn't like John
I have like a
Madden at all,
whiteboard,
man.
like whiteboard analysis. I draw like commercial, like I do this. First, we get the play. We draw the. Let's say this is our table. The person's here, and we go like this, and we do all kinds of stuff. It's a work in progress with my.
Yeah, you better
John
work
Madden.
on your John Madden, man. If Frank Caliendo were listening right now, he'd be rolling over in his grave.
It's a work in progress, Tony. Trust
But
me.
you do have a lot of great things. So the retro ads with Play Action Reel, definitely check it out on Monday nights.
Yeah.
And we are going to be doing another show. We have not picked. This is breaking news.
This is breaking news
breaking
on the
news,
show?
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Let me find the bread. I didn't even realize we were doing breaking
Yeah,
news
but we
tonight.
should do it really quick. Bum, bum, bum,
Now
bum,
let's
bum,
go to Howard
bum.
K. Smith.
We'll do this with Steven, I'm going to let you go so that I can do this breaking news, okay?
Okay, Miss Robin.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Bye, Steve.
There he is, Stephen
Bye.
Luker, ladies and gentlemen. But have it.
So we already mentioned, Tony kind of broke it a little bit early, that we're working on getting on TV with some of the other programs.
Now, which one? Pornhub, RedTube. We got
Yeah,
Lily making her
it's-
late night appearance. And there she is.
It's something else that's stimulating, but not porn. It's on caffeinetv.com.
Caffeine TV.
And the details are going to follow later.
Yes.
But working up to that, they actually want us to do more than one show a week.
No.
Yeah.
No. Don't.
Come on, Joe. Yes, people want more than one show a week. What's the matter with you, man?
So we are going to start doing another show. We haven't decided what day, though. We're thinking like maybe a Tuesday or a Wednesday,
We'll let the audience decide.
and
Robin.
it's going to be a 1 hour program.
We're going to do 1 hour.
1 hour. And we don't even know if it's going to be nighttime or daytime or. And
I don't know.
We have all sorts of options. We can even do 2 more hours, but not a 2-hour long.
I have to have
but
a
like-
break in between, though.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a 1 hour.
I can't go right back and do it again. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sick of this stuff.
I'm
Now,
not sick of it. People like it.
Ricky Almario says Taco Tuesday.
It's not Almario.
Almario?
I think so.
Ricky, who's right? I'm saying Almario.
I think it's Almario.
Is it Almario? Is Tony right or Robin right?
Of course I'm right, Robin. Of course I am. What do you think I am?
Tony. Tony's
gringo?
correct.
You think I am someone
Almario.
without Latin or Italian or
because it's Filipino.
He's a Filipino.
But it has the Spanish influence.
Exactly, Almario. Like
Almario.
our doctor's Filipino, but he's
Yes.
also Spanish and Filipino mixed, right? Dr.
Marasigan.
Marasigan.
But that's very Filipino.
But his first name is like Francisco.
But that's because there's
Francisco, that's fun to say.
because the Filipinos the Philippines has been the Spanish went everywhere.
Of course
Let's be
they
real.
did. The Spanish have taken over everything. Play Action Reel says, "I hate to do it to you, Miss Robin."
I know.
He's gonna. We're gonna do a balut night for all of our Filipino friends. You know what I'm
Where
saying?
they can eat balut and we'll laugh at them.
Exactly.
Because we will not be eating it here.
Nobody gets mad at Spain. Everybody talks about how beautiful Spain is, and Valencia, and all these other great cities in Spain, right?
Yes.
Barcelona. But nobody were the Spaniards not colonizers?
They were like one of the number one colonizers in the world.
Were the Dutch not colonizers?
Yes, but not as bad
Yeah.
as they weren't as bad as the Spaniards. The Spaniards were like the worst.
I don't know. What about Genghis Khan? But he didn't have ships.
Okay.
He just did it to the whole landmass.
Yeah.
He just took over everything that was one.
He just took his elephants and went everywhere.
Exactly.
Tony Bruno.
The Portuguese. What?
Guess what?
Is it over? Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
So what? Wait. Actually, before we do this,
Yes.
everybody that's here,
Mhm.
what times, if you had your choice of having an extra hour of the Tony Bruno show, but this would not be into the night. This would just be,
What will we call it?
I don't know what would we call it. What day would you like? What time of day?
Could I check my schedule first?
Yeah. Tony, you're not allowed to decide. This is for the people.
That's Morgan and Morgan's for the people, as opposed to Farrah and Farrah down here.
Yes.
Check your local listings. That's right, for a station and time near you.
So Matthew Raposa says
I
we
would
should
say
do
I
an
posted on
afternoon.
my Twitter account, but I can't. So everybody follow Miss Robin Austin. Where is it, Rob? What's your email address?
It's Miss Robin Austin.
Miss Robin Austin.
I'm Miss Robin Austin on every
Everything.
single
So
social media app.
Go to Twitter because Robin needs to get all of my followers because I can't put anything out there. So that's why I need people to follow Miss Robin Austin on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's the only way it gets to me.
So
You know
a
what I'm
couple
saying?
people are saying Wednesday, hump day. Hump day Wednesday. We could do a hump day.
We could do a hump day. Taco Tuesday. I can do any day. Don't forget what's coming up, though, right?
Right after us.
Not right after.
Well, I mean, pretty much right after this show.
Yes.
You have just enough time to go to the bathroom, get another drink, get yourself a snack.
We haven't had
come
any
back.
alcohol tonight either
We have not.
because I'm still losing weight.
I think both of us are down at least 15 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm. And I dropped my wallet after payday. So I lost even more weight.
It sounds, you know what? It sounds like a water bong.
Yes,
doesn't
it does. I said that last time.
I know when I was drinking. Here.
Once it was reluctantly aroused. It was hard to get it aroused, and it is hard to get
I
it
know
aroused.
it is. That's what
but
happens.
We got it aroused.
That's what happens when you get older. Get older, Donnie. Can I call him Donnie?
Day show Wednesday, maybe even some day drinking.
Nothing's better than day drinking,
Right.
especially when you're doing it from home. You know what I'm
So
saying?
we are going to come up with a day, and we're going to add one extra hour.
One extra
maybe
hour.
even two separate ones. Two 1 hours.
Separate 1 hour shows?
Yeah.
Dude. I think I got it. I don't want to leave it all in the locker room, Robin. I got to come forth with all of the wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we could do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
I need to sleep on it, Robin. Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby.
Well,
let
here's
me
an
sleep.
idea.
What?
Here's an idea, Tony Bruno. Since we have to get up early on Wednesday, where this is negotiating on the
By the
air.
way, you like my new glass? These are not new. These are my
Those are your thin optics. that
thin optics.
I normally carry those in my purse. all
I
the
know.
time.
People like this look.
Since we have to get up early on Wednesdays anyway for you to do the Kale and Company show, we could just do an hour immediately afterwards.
But that's not this week. That's every other Wednesday.
I know, but we could start doing it every Wednesday, and then they just need to. So that would be mornings on Wednesday.
I don't do mornings.
Well, since you do mornings anyway.
Okay, we can do it immediately following?
Yeah.
Will you be awake?
I'm awake anyway.
I'm just trying to find out whether my Wheel Watcher spin
Okay.
ID
Well,
came in tonight.
while you're doing that, let's say goodbye to everybody.
So they say gay bye to
Say
everybody?
goodbye. Goodbye.
Well, it is.
I'm having a really hard time speaking tonight, and I had nothing to drink.
Crank it up, Robin. We want to thank everybody. Another fun time tonight. Got a lot of stuff in. We talked hockey. We talked baseball. We talked football. We talked spelling bees. We talked about the Oakland A's, the National Donut Day, Don Koharski and Jim Schoenfeld. What
The
else?
cutest Dunkin' Donut update ever with Trash Pandas.
Trash Pandas. I love that video of that. Because we had, they're not really mean animals, raccoons,
No.
unless you mess with their kids. That's the way all animals are. Because we had raccoons in South Philly.
I know.
And they would come up to the door and squirrels.
Yeah, they can be pretty mean, but if you leave them alone, they're kind of nice.
Exactly. I mean, they own the cities now,
And
raccoons.
they're very clean. They wash everything.
I know. You know why dogs sniff your crotch?
Why? Because they can?
No, that's when they sniff their own crotch.
Oh.
It's like, why cats and dogs lick their own genitals?
Because they can.
Because they can. But dogs can sniff. They come up and sniff crotches because that's where they're smelling the pheromones. That's how they do it with other dogs to check out to
know.
see what's going on down there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they love checking you out. That was so random.
I know that was one of the stories, but it was something we had
So
to read.
like out of the middle, like totally out of the blue.
No, we're
You know
talking
why
about
dogs
animals.
smell your
We're talking
crotch?
about animals. In the meantime, don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. And God bless America. It's still the greatest country on earth. Good night, everybody.
Hi. Good night, everybody.
Good night to all the highbrows. We think it is a lark to play what we are playing when you're wanting Mr. Mark. Good night to all our authors who write us books galore. And though we don't know which is best, we know one who is sure. Good night, everyone. You've earned your daily bread. Good night, and so to bed.
Get away from here. Get.
Good night to taxi drivers who drive us day and night and never lose their tempers but are always most polite. Good night to everybody we haven't named before. Just make a rhyme up for yourself, we don't know anymore. Good night, everyone, you've earned your daily bread. Good night, and so to bed.
Google me.